All right, guys, I'm back. I'm back. We're here with the receipt room. It's Wednesday, so we know you got to give y'all the receipts. So tonight on the receipts room, we're not going to be doing obviously any opinion as we always don't do. We always bring out the facts on Wednesday nights. Tonight we're dealing in documents, we're dealing in names, we're dealing in dates, and we're dealing in two stories that are, in our opinion, represent the same question asked in two different places at the same time. So the question is, what happens to people's lives when they end in circumstances that the people that were responsible for it ending would prefer to not answer for them altogether? You know,
And the reason why we're asking that is because the first story tonight is from ICE. And I want to say something before we get off into the numbers and into this is not an immigration debate. That's not what we're here to do. We're
yeah,
not arguing about border policy tonight. That's not it. We are arguing about something that does not change regardless of your position of immigration, which is that when the United States government takes a human being into custody, it is legally and morally responsible for that human being's life while they are in their care to be something of care. Again, the human being's life that's in the care of the United States government is something that should be taken into as care. That is not a political position. That's a legal obligation.
exactly. And as of today, literally today, July 15th, 2026, a Venezuelan man became the 22nd person to die in ICE custody this year. I know we don't hear about all of them, but there's 22 of them now. That's today, as of today, 22 people. And that was reported today by ICE. So in the 500 days since Trump's inauguration, 52 people have died in ICE custody. The mortality rate has more than doubled since the term began. It's nearly four times the rate of Biden's administration, and it's higher than COVID when people were dying, obviously, due to the pandemic. So, Human Rights Watch, alongside medical experts from Physicians for Human Rights, published a full report 3 weeks ago documenting every one of those deaths and reviewing the medical circumstances surrounding them. We have that report. We have the names. We have the dates. And tonight we're reading them out loud.
Tonight's second story is Nolan Wells, 18-year-old wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College. He made his family salmon for dinner on July 3rd, told his mom, I love you, and went to go spend the night with friends before a 4th of July boat trip to Horns Island, an, un, uninhabited island 10 miles off of the Mississippi coast. His friends came back. Unfortunately, Nolan Wells did not.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, his body was found face down in water the morning of July 6th. The Jackson County Sheriff said he did not suspect any foul play and he didn't explain why. The family then had to retain attorney Ben Crump. Ben Crump says that there was a recorded altercation on the boat. Ben
Hmm.
Crump says that the family received Nolan's phone and messages had been deleted. Ben
Hmm.
Crump says investigators continue to tell the family there's no evidence of foul play, even though the students recorded an altercation on the boat. The friends on the trip have all obtained legal representation at this point.
Now, that's not the admission of guilt, right? Obtaining legal
No,
representation is within their right to, especially in a case that is revolving this, right? And the autopsy results are pending. We do not know what happened to Nolan Wells, so we are not here to speculate. We want to be clear about that. We are not calling this a murder. We are not calling this a hate crime. What we are doing is asking the same questions his mother is asking, the same questions his father is asking, the same questions that brought more than 100 protesters to Ocean Springs, Mississippi last Saturday. And the reason why we're doing that is because this is a state where Emmett Till was murdered. This is clearly, let me take my opinions out of this.
no, no,
Okay.
no. I mean,
No,
we
I mean,
know why the
I
significance are, but go ahead.
yeah, but to us with the to us what we mean to this story and how we're trying to present it, and what this night is. This is not what we believe it to be. It is what we know it to be, which is something that we do not know.
Yeah,
But following what we have an inkling of, it's important for us to understand this is the same state where Emmett Till was murdered. It seems like Nolan Wells, it appears he was the only black person photographed on that boat. Sheriffs rushed to say there was no foul play before the autopsy results came back. That seemed a little weird. And with that, that's why we're asking these questions, because mom is. Mom and dad are asking these questions as her words, quote, the accidental drowning thing made both me and his father uncomfortable. Why are we so quick to rush to this? Unquote. That's why we're talking about that.
exactly. And I think that deserves, clear, definitive answers. And we're not going to rush to conclusions tonight, guys. This is not what we're here to do. We are presenting the receipts that exist, and we are asking the questions that the receipts raise because that's
Yep.
fair. That's fair game. You can ask questions on receipts, logical conclusions of, hey, what about this? Because that's what the show is for. It's for the receipts and for us to ask questions.
So tonight we got two stories. One is about when the government has custody of a human being, and that human being dies, and nobody wants to hold the responsibility of that. Because why? Right? And the other one is about what happens when an 18-year-old boy goes on a boat trip for the 4th of July in Mississippi and does not come home.
This is the receipts room. Let's get into it.
A little girl in Maine watched her father. Last week, Lorenzo Salgado Arajo left work and never came home. Then yesterday, a little girl in Maine watched her father's lifeless body being carried away by ice. Two fathers, two families, shattered. And in both cases, ICE wasn't even targeting the men who died. How many more families have to bury a loved one?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's
I
up?
lost audio of that video.
You lost
I
audio?
didn't want to, yeah, of the video. So I don't know if the audience caught it at the end,
Oh,
or when he said that we lost two men, and I lost the audio, and I responded was like,
let's
"Oh,
go
nigga,
back.
we
Let's
need."
go back. Let's go back.
Shattered. And last week, Lorenzo Salgado Arajo left work and never came home. Then yesterday, a little girl in Maine watched her father's lifeless body being carried away by ice. Two fathers, two families, shattered. And in both cases, ICE wasn't even targeting the men who died. How many more families have to bury a loved one before Republicans admit that something is deeply wrong? We warned this country what would happen. We warned that without accountability, that violence would escalate. We warned that people would die. Now hear this warning. If you committed a crime, if you violated the Constitution, if you thought your badge put you above the law, you are wrong. We are watching. The American people are watching. And history is watching. No matter who you are or the title you hold, you will be prosecuted. Accountability is coming. With that, I yield back.
Hey, are you back, my guy?
Yeah, I'm right here, brother.
All right.
I'm right here,
There-
man.
Good shit, good shit, good shit. All right, guys. We are here. We are here. We are here. Everything is coming to you live.
Number
We are
50.
the Zeitgeist, number 50. Yes. We are the Zeitgeist. We are the culture. There's 50 beings in this bitch. I'll be giving y'all the real that's going on, everything that matters today in the world. I am your host, Chitty Bang. This is my host, co-host, Chris the Most High. Chris, how you feeling tonight?
You know, I'm feeling all right. Yesterday, I do want to give my apologies to the audience. I felt like I could at least got on live and gave my explanation of why we didn't go. Yesterday would have been our 50th show, but I did not feel comfortable doing a monumental
good.
50th show live without my brother. He was in the airport trying to get back to the crib. So I was like, you know what? It's best that we operate as the team that we are, and for an episode like this, 50, and being real, when we converse, you like, I'm back home, I'm excited. I felt that it was palpable through the voice notes, because tonight's show is gonna be everything that everything is about, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna the receipts room is something that we want to make a staple of Wednesday. The receipt room and how we present facts is going to be something that how we want to be projected over the course of time while we do this podcast. And on the back end, we want to give y'all everything else that is about us, the little bit of treat that is us. I got my Yankee joint on. My man Chidi wasn't here to give his Yankee Stadium kind of thoughts about the whole situation. But best believe we ain't talk about no music either when we get, but that's our thing. We got some wrestling on the back end. We got some sports on the back end. So today's show is going to be all encompassing. I'm very happy and excited.
Yeah.
About
I'm excited about tonight's show too. We're gonna have an all-encompassing show, so stick around for the less serious, the more like pop culture conversation. We'll get to that on the back end side, but we gotta feed.
But we gotta feed y'all the real, feed y'all, man,
because it's a conscious podcast, guys. So we are talking about the ice deaths and Nolan Wells today, and giving y'all the receipts on it. I've been wanting to get this stuff on myself all weekend. I went to my my niece, shout out to JoJo, Joelle. She graduated from high school, and she has a full ride to U of M. She's gonna be a Wolverine, so congratulations to her. So we're gonna and my sister, she has a young son who goes to University of Michigan State, so he's a Spartan over there. So she has like both, a Spartan and a Wolverine, in the household. But the young man, he has a lot of friends that he goes on trips with. So this Nolan Wells story is like deep to her heart. So I wanted to give it the just due, and I want to talk about it. We just didn't have the time this weekend to come together, or during the week, to get it right. And I'm going to make it so that with this pod, when I do travel out of town, that it's still, the quality does not take a dip, because I saw the quality of Friday. I do want to get better with the audio quality and everything. Make sure that I can transport my studio places, and make it really good for y'all. No matter what we do, no matter where I am in the world, I can give y'all a quality show.
That's a producer thing, though. So that's on me. And that's what makes us a great tag.
It's on both of us. It's on both of us.
Man,
it's on me.
I
could have done a simple thing that would fix that audio issue that I just didn't have. I just didn't have it. I don't have no mic. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. So we're here now, and I'm energized. Let's get into it. We're gonna start with the ICE situation though, and these ICE conversation about the accountability that these agents are lacking in this country. And I don't think that's something that's like a controversial take, guys. We've seen what happened in Minneapolis. We've seen what happened last week, and now today another murder has happened. So I think that we should just kind of dive into this and just give y'all first a summary of the people who are dying in detention in ICE first. Let's introduce y'all to what's going on because we saw the cold open, even in Congress. They're calling it out, like these people need to be held accountable. You can't just get a badge and have that be a license to kill. We just talked about CIA and MK Ultra and how they had no accountability for torturing people. We understand what happens when you do not have oversight on
for the government.
For the government, exactly.
Government.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been something that we gotta take into account with this ICE situation. So I have a article here I want to share with y'all from excuse me.
Is that the Guardian?
Sure. The Human Rights Watch.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is literally what they do is it's an organization that just keeps track of human rights violations across the globe and especially here in America. And on June 25th, so this is last month, they put out an article saying dying in detention, rising deaths in expanding U.S. immigration detention system. So let's check that out real quick. All right, guys can find this at hrw.org, and then if you even just search "dying in detention," Human Rights Watch, this article should come up. But here's a summary: in 500 days between Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th, 2025, and June 4th, 2026, 52 people died in immigration and immigration and customs enforcement. That's what the acronym ICE stands for. In custody in the United States. Now, as we said in the intro, it's now increased up to 55. So this is in June. Now we're here in July. Today, July 15th. So that's not even a full month later. We have increased that from 52 to 55. The mortality rate of deaths in ICE custody is at its highest in over a decade, and it has more than doubled since Trump's second term began. The rate is nearly 4 times that of Biden's administration, more than 2.5 times high as that of the first Trump administration. The current trend level rate is now even higher than during COVID pandemic, when people were dying because of COVID in detention. So it wasn't just mistreatment. People were dying because of a fucking pandemic. And to put that in perspective, we have a graph here to show you. 2016 is where it starts, and it goes to 2026 over here. Now, in the 2025, it starts with the Trump, right about here. If you can see where my mouse is, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but right around here is what. Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, I see. 2025.
Yeah, 2025. Right around the beginning of 2025, you see where the Trump administration starts, right?
Okay.
Now this is 2020. This is where it peaked with COVID.
Okay.
And that's around what, 4. This is how, and to make sure we understand what this graph is, death rate in ICE custody is on a rise. Smooth monthly death rate projected to an annual equivalent. Deaths per 10,000 people in detention. So per 10,000 people in detention, how many people were dying? At the height of COVID, at the very height of COVID, you had 4.3 about averaged, so that's even with COVID deaths included into people who just died naturally, or somebody who may have been treated unfairly and abused. Back then we talked about having kids in cages in 2019, and they really went crazy. Just taking kids and putting them in cuffs. It was crazy back then. Even then, per 10,000 people, it was about 4 to 4.5 people that were dying, depending on where they are in 10,000 people, and even at the height of COVID and all that stuff happening. So you go further, I think you get 2021, Joe Biden gets into office, and almost immediately there is a decline as that year goes on. You go to 2022, it continues to decline, and in 2023, it's at its lowest it's ever been. I can say, guys, like this is not a border issue, guys. This is not a border debate. This is not a immigration debate. This is a human life debate. It's not even a debate. Like you should not want anything to happen on this graph. You don't want people to die in you know in custody. Yes, so that's when it's at its lowest. It's under two people per
And in
10,000.
custody for what? Like let's just be clear and frank. Like the government takes you into custody for like, do we have that? Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. What is the reason that the U.S. government
Yeah,
takes
yeah. Well,
someone
if you have
into
anything to share,
custody?
just share it. I'll
Listen,
pull it
okay,
up, yeah, on your screen. But
all
you
right.
can search that. But as you look in 2023, it's at its lowest, right? Then it goes up a little bit in 2024. Then it goes up a little bit higher in 2020 as 2024 goes along. As we're gearing up towards Trump's administration, at Trump's, inauguration. Then he gets inaugurated, and bam, it spikes up. And as of this article, which is June last month, it's at over 8 people per 10,000 people are dying in custody, which is outrageous. You shouldn't want people to lose their lives because they have to be, incarcerated due to immigration. It's not something that we should be proud of as a people. So this says methodology. This report draws on two overlapping bodies of analysis. The statistical analysis covers all 52 deaths in ICE custody over the first 500 days of Trump's term administration from January 20th to 2025. January 20th, 2025 to June 4th, 2026, and compares the mortality rate with data spanning the past 2 decades. The medical and human rights analysis focuses on 39 death reports in the first 12 months of the second term from January 20th, 2025 and January 19th to 2026, the period for which the case documentation was available at the time of the review. Okay, so that's when they had the available documentation. So ICE policy, and this is where it gets kind of tricky, guys, because this is where the transparency of this organization, no matter if you want there to be immigration or enforcement or not to this degree, this is where you still would want there to be some level of accountability and transparency on what's actually happening. So it says ICE policy requires public disclosure of death of a person in custody within 48 hours and more detailed public reporting of facts and circumstances surrounding the death within 30 days. Physicians for Human Rights found that in all 39 cases, the government did not publicly provide sufficient information about the circumstances of death or about the medical care provided in detention to support a definitive clinical assessment. The available documentation was often scant, but it nonetheless sufficient to identify serious concerns about the care provided. All right, this I mean, it's dual sync. This gives people who sign up to be ICE agents the right to, first of all, I think the job in itself will attract people who want to commit like crimes because you're getting paid a decent amount. People, it's hard to find a job out here, but on top of that, you get to cover your face in a mask.
Nigga,
You get
I ain't gonna
to
hold you. I was looking up that application to see how easy it was to get into ICE, nigga. No disrespect, and I'm not even saying that to be facetious. I'm saying that for one, it is a good paying job. For two, them niggas seem like they about to get their money regardless. And for three, I don't know if I might be able to infiltrate in there and do some good or something like that. Might be good cop, bad cop type situation. Like I don't know how much I might be able to save a life or two if I'm there. Like you know what I mean? Like and I'm only saying that because I know people who have recently just became police officers, and we talk about those type of people all the time, where usually the stereotype of the generality that we have for a police officer or ICE agent at this point is someone who wants to be a bully, right? Like that is a generality. That's something that we should not kind of generalize, but that's how it's being received. Like you want to be, as you was about to lead down the path of, Nigga, this is organized, legalized, cover up my face. I got pure immunity crime happening
Yeah. It's
with
like
having a
Gestapo.
bro,
It's literally like Gestapo. Like
bro for
honestly,
sure, bro.
it's it's become to that point, and it's not like I'm trying to blanket statement all ICE agents, but it
But
allows for there to be complete immunity to any type of crime. We've seen people get murdered broad daylight,
broad
and
daylight.
we don't know what happened. We don't know who did it. We don't know the names of the people who did it. We don't know if there's any investigation going on currently. We don't know if there's any type of hearing. No information. As a matter of fact, from what I'm hearing is that they send them on leave and they protect them because they don't want their information getting out. Kind of like they've seen what happened with George Floyd and how they doxed everybody, and that them niggas we were not letting up because that they had to get their just due and get some kind of accountability for that. And now they've learned, and now they put the mask on, no badges, no cameras, and they are now. It almost involves them, even if you're not like a guy wanting to.
Bro, it makes you feel like, oh shit, ain't nobody, and that's what integrity is, right?
Exactly.
I learned that I learned that in the Marine Corps. I learned that in the military. I learned that in the Marine Corps, where they said that, a man's integrity is based on, or a person's integrity, not just a man. A
When
person's
nobody's
integrity is
looking.
based on when nobody's looking. What are you doing when nobody's looking? And for those who get involved in that while nobody is looking, to have the urge, the inkling to do something, and not only bad, because listen, we've all took a bag of chips, we've all ate a piece of candy before we walk out the store. I'm like, oh, they ain't gonna miss a 65 cent. Like, we've all done that. But for you to be like, I'm a shooter nigga and get away with it, for you to run over people and get
Yeah.
away with it, for
Yeah.
you to have somebody in custody.
Kneeing people, punching them, beating
Bro,
them.
this I saw a video of this lady 6 months ago. She was like, she was too scared to post it at the time when it happened. Bro, she's in traffic. You can see like the Chick-fil-A bag and the Starbucks cup, and I don't know what uniform she had off work or whatever the case may be. Bro, she was closed in with like 3 or 4 cars. They was masked up. They had this shit to her door, and she was like, "You're fucking scaring me. I'm a citizen. I am a citizen. You're fucking scaring me. Like, I'm scared for my life." By herself. She don't have her kids with her. She ain't got a husband with her. She ain't got nothing but just herself and just the record. That
Hmm.
might have been her last video.
Yeah, we don't know, and that's a harsh. That's the harsh thing is like having to sit there with that in mind of like if you don't take the video, there may be even
No,
no media on you at all. No, so this is, and mind you, these deaths, the 55 deaths, are what we can confirm. Imagine the shit that the media's not covering, nobody knows that's going on in the detention centers, outside of the detention centers. There are people that are going missing,
bro.
so
We
we
was
don't
talking
know.
about kids in cages in 2019, like we was talking about.
Yeah,
Kids in cages for 2019, who, mind you, have still not returned home. Right? Like, so we're talking about there is a legacy amongst this administration
yeah.
for
And
this type of things.
I want to get to the 55 names in a second,
Let's
but
go.
I want people to understand that right now you can say, "Oh, it's just immigrants. It's not me." But the way that they creep, that military creep in your community starts to rise up, and they say, "Oh, well, it's national security. We have another problem we got to do. Oh, it's these the radical left, and we got to police them." And then it's like, "Oh, if you're with the radical left, we don't. Now we get now citizens getting shot. Now citizens, actually citizens have already been killed. Stop it. Let's stop it right. Like citizens have already been killed, but you might think that, oh, that's just because they're not listening to the cops. But when the cops have full authority, and these military personnel, you're given, and we're funding billions of dollars towards this, they're going to get more and more powerful, and then it becomes just like, I'm like being like Daredevil. Kingpin had his own fucking militia, and I know we're talking that nerd shit right now, but like our art imitates life. when you have a side of the government that has their own personal militia, this is unconstitutional, and it only leads for people like you and me to get over policed, over militarized, and are going to be in more danger. And then you're going to be even afraid for your freedom of speech. Afraid you won't call yourself a patriot. You're going to be afraid to even be a patriot because a patriot means just doing what the fuck that you're told to do, whether you know it's good or bad. Doesn't matter what your morality is. If the cop is there or the ICE agent's there, you do what they tell you to do, no matter what they say, no matter what you believe is right. And it can
Yeah,
it can it can
I'm
expand
not
to
really
just
down. I'm not
it could
really
be
down with that.
yeah, it could be immigration this time, but tomorrow it could be protecting our corporation. It could be protecting people to stealing your clean water. It could be
Well,
it
it
can be
was Black Lives Matter.
exactly.
You seen what happened when it was Black Lives Matter, and then now it's Blue Lives Matter, and now it's all
Yeah,
lives matter. Like nigga, y'all will co-opt anything under the guise of patriotism, because
yeah,
now all of a sudden being a police officer is you being a patriot. No, motherfucker, you being a police officer is a job.
yeah.
You are a motherfucking police officer of Polk County, motherfucker, of the
Mhm,
city of Bartow, motherfucker. Like you
mhm.
are not no more of a patriot than I am, who fucking served the United States military and not a fucking police officer. So I don't really subscribe to where again, the American flag is red, white, and blue. Where the fuck did this black, white, and blue come from? Because now all of a sudden you see the blue strip across.
Yeah,
Nigga, when we were saying Black Lives Matter, nigga, we didn't put that on no flag. We didn't make that. You embodied something under the again a patriotism, which now makes it a us against them situation. So when we don't fuck with Blue Lives Matter,
I
we
think
look
there's
like we
a
don't fuck with that. We don't
y-
fuck with our country type shit. Like, no,
yeah.
nigga, I don't fuck
It's
with the police.
ridiculous. It's
Are you dumb?
ridiculous. They get to define what being a true American is. It's not, which is
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't make any sense. I think that it's really disgusting to think that or to support this immigration policy because you can and not have a rational conversation about it. Like if you are in favor of increased immigration policies and fixing it, and then you see somebody like Renega get shot in the street, something should click in you like, okay, this is not working. There's no it's trying to have a strong border should not result in citizens getting killed. Maybe there's a better way we can do that. Because I believe we can have a border, but we should also have a honest and true way of immigration, and we also could make sure that we're getting rid of the bad people, not the people who are working hard, who are at your local grocery store, who are trying to make a living, who are who are trying to just pay their kids, school lunch and all that stuff. And like people who are just trying to take care of their family that, maybe they can't get food stamps because they're not a citizen. Because guess what? You can't. Trust me, they can't get Medicare either. Guys, stop believing those lies, but they're trying to work at whatever side jobs and hustles they can get to maybe help people in the construction or working on people's houses and all that stuff because they're trying to feed their family for a better life because they're going through something else. Those people, yes, maybe you talk to them and they're, hey, listen, you're just not how you came in the country, but we're going to give you a pathway to citizenship as long as you show up to these appointments. And if we can have that conversation, I'm trying to say like, and it's not immigration policy to talk, but it kind of like whenever you talk about it, they say that Biden let in 10,000 immigrants, and they just ignore the fact that people are dying in the street. That there could be a tomorrow that's better for everybody. Like we don't have to argue all the time. We don't have to have say, Blue Lives Matter, and fight against the Black Lives Matter movement. If you believe that people's lives, that in general, should have some kind of dignity and respect, and we shouldn't kill people for nothing. Go ahead.
Land of the free is in what the fuck we promote, right?
Yeah.
So if we are a sovereign country, then people who are fleeing, we talking about exiles, we talking about refugees, if their aspiration is to come to the home of the land of the free, then allow them to. Like, because let's be quite honest, though, as a Black American, seeing non-citizens prosper, and I don't want to be facetious here or generalize. I don't know who is and who isn't a citizen. I would say non-Americans. I would say people who are from
Undocumented.
different, not even undocumented, because they might. I don't know if the homie I don't know if the Haitian store is documented. I don't know if the Arabian,
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
know
wait,
if
wait,
the,
wait, wait, wait. Let me say what are you about to say? I'm sorry. Let me
well,
let
I
you
was
finish.
well. The reason why I corrected myself is what I'm when we say when we say land of the free, we we get to see immigrants take advantage of the capabilities that are there for them too, because our government has the soft spot for. We hear it all the time. Them able to get bank loans. Them able to get funding
Immigrants?
on. Yes, yes, yes. And the reason why I'm saying is
Let me
that
look that up
when
because I need to know what you're referring to because I never heard about immigrants getting bank loans.
I mean the reason why I'm saying that is when we're speaking about immigrants who have a foothold on commerce. We're talking about maybe the hair care product. We're talking about corner stores. We're talking about, me and you love a good Chinese food. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
with things like that, that is a great opportunity for those people. And they help the local economy wherever they're at. So
Okay.
again,
Yeah, it's not
what I'm saying
specific
is
to
that
immigration, but they do get
it's
business
not specific.
loans. If you, yeah,
Yes,
so yeah,
absolutely. And but the reason why I was saying that is that the outside looking in was like, well, I can come here and prosper is what I was trying to get to, because
yeah,
most people come here, to your point, and find a way to prosper. They they
yeah. They're
they they
trying to
they
find, yeah.
they find a way.
Immigrants commit less
Immig-
crime than the citizens.
Nigga,
Yeah,
I'm trying to be clean as hell
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Nigga,
yeah. They do. Yeah,
I'm trying to be
yeah.
clean. I'm trying to
hmm
be inconspicuous as possible,
My
nigga.
dad came. I forget the.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I'm not sure
I'm
what the
trying to get
year.
around people that trying to get around people who look like me, that are doing the right things to blend in.
My dad
That's
came
pretty much what I
here.
was trying to get to.
Yeah, my dad came here in the '70s from
Okay.
Nigeria, um, and he worked his ass off to become a surgeon, and he saved lives, American citizen lives, in the
Mm-hmm.
operating room, and
Mm-hmm.
helped, the lives of me and my siblings, become better, and he contributed to this country in a great way, and he gave of himself to the country, and he paid taxes, and he did all that, and I think that he is more of the common story of immigrants than what they try to make immigrants out to be on
Exactly.
in the media. I think
My
he's
my
more like that.
father-in-law is the same way. My
Yeah.
father-in-law is just like your father. My
hmm
father-in-law is from Guyana, came over here. This nigga's a master plumber.
Okay.
35 years.
Yeah.
Nigga worked
Contributing
internships
to
for Roto-Rooter. Nigga,
society.
I
Yeah.
help your shit go down the sector, nigga. I make sure your house don't smell like a porta potty. My guy, he's helping communities everywhere.
Yeah,
But to
honestly,
your point, like you
hardworking,
hard working,
yeah,
bro.
blue collar. Like, so whether it's blue
I pay
collar
business
or
taxes. I pay
yeah,
home taxes, nigga. All my kids go to school. My kids have grown up to be, nigga. Like my lineage of my bloodline
that's what
is
America's about.
contributing to society. It's the American dream.
Yeah,
It's the
and
American promise to people who came in.
we talk about Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty. It has a quote on there. It literally says, "Give me your tired, give me your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, send these, the homeless, tempest, tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. It's like a promise to the world to bring those people who are disenfranchised for a chance at
Make
possibly
make
making something better
yep.
for themselves, you know?
And
And that is right on the Statue of Liberty here in New York. So I think that the messaging of what we see on the media is can be very, very much damning on what people should believe in immigrants. And I think we all know why the messaging is that way. Is because if they make you give if you give you somebody to blame that's worse than you, then you're not looking at who to blame that's doing better than you. That's how I look at it. Um,
and to your point, I just want I'm sorry to really put a bow on that. The Statue of Liberty, for people who do not know, was originally gifted by the people of France to the United States and is formally titled Liberty Enlightening the World. And this was a long-standing alliance for the two countries during the American Revolution and to celebrate the abolishing of slavery in the US. So the first fucking refugees, the first bondage, the first people that were captive, that was a gift to America to say, "Hey, you're on the right path with me. We are doing things correctly to make the world enlightened."
yeah, yeah.
So when niggas go visit that fucking Statue of Liberty and go up them steps and take that, like, nigga, that was a gift for America to black people. Just so niggas know that receipt.
Yeah. I also should want to share another receipt for you guys is the National Immigration Project. Now, since we're talking about immigrants, they have a document here. It's called Mourning Those Who Have Died in ICE Custody. And as of July 15th, which is today, they have updated it. And if you can find us at nipnlg.org, and you just find Mourning Those Who Have Died in ICE Custody. You can find this article. And I'm going to read it. As of July 15th, 2026, at least 22 people have reportedly died in ICE custody this year. In 2025, ICE reported 33 detainee deaths. That's last year. That the highest total in more than 2 decades. So we're on pace to pass that this year, unfortunately. As of early April, the agency continues to hold over 60,000 immigrants in detention. The spectacle of so-called enforcement, the raids, the numbers, the performance of control requires reducing people to props, human beings to bodies. More people detained means more people will die. At this pace, we can expect 2026 death toll to break last year's record. That's what I just said. Numbers alone cannot hold the weight of the grief or the significance of the lives lost. These people who have died in immigration custody had names, had friends, had family who loved them. They woke up in the mornings and hoped and slept at night and dreamed. A cage built by cruel policy and indifference robbed them of those hopes and dreams and robbed them, their loved ones, or of even the chance to say goodbye. Their lives mattered and their deaths matters too. A society's character is revealed by who it decides does not count. Every bureaucratic system that has ever committed atrocity has relied on the same quiet mechanism, the removal of personhood before the removal of life. Call them aliens. Strip them of their diacritics, excuse me. Strip them of their names and diacritics. Issue a press release 2 days later that says they all passed away. Passed away. Do not say, we caged them, we denied them care, we turned our backs as they died. At the National Immigration Project, these individuals will not be forgotten. We will keep pushing this administration just as we have spent decades fighting the legal architecture that makes these deaths possible. The very existence of detention and inadequate medical care facilities that pass inspection while people die inside them. We provide legal resources and training to practitioners fighting to free people from these hellholes every day. We will not let up. Lives are literally at stake. the lives of more than 60,000 people still held in detention, and the lives of people who will be taken in the coming days, weeks, and months. We publish this account as an act of a witness, as an active witness. These names deserve to exist somewhere beyond a government death report that ignores their full humanity. We stand firmly in solidarity with the families and friends of the deceased and anyone who opposes this deadly regime. All right, let's run through these names. It's going to take me a little minute because there's a lot of them, unfortunately, guys. But I think it deserves this respect as this, as a national immigration project puts it beautifully. They're more than just a sentence of saying they passed away. These are real people who had lives, dreams, aspirations, families, and friends. So I think it's
They were
important that we do.
taken from us. They were taken from us.
Yeah.
They did not pass away. They were, unfortunately, this is not like our second story. These are confirmed life taken away actions towards these people. They did not harm themselves. They did not go into no pool. They did not go into no goddamn lake. They did not motherfucking handcuff themselves. They did not motherfucking shoot themselves. They did not motherfucking choke themselves out. They did not put no knee on it. They did not do anything to cause them to pass away. These people were taken away. So
Exactly.
Chidi got the first half, and then I'll take care of the second half, so he ain't got to read the whole 55.
All right. So it's not 55 because we're gonna go through the 22. We're gonna
Okay,
just this is just this year. If you want a full up
just
to date
this year.
listing,
Okay,
you can go
okay,
to the Watch Network at this link over here. If you guys go to the website,
okay.
but I just want to focus on this year and realize right now it's 10:31. We're gonna see how long it takes us to get through this list, and because this is just this year. First one, Geraldo Lunas Campos, age 55. He's Cuban. He passed, or he was fortunately left us, or taken from us January 3rd this year. Uh, he's from Camp East, Montana, Fort Bliss, Texas. The death ruled homicide by asphyxia by the El Paso County medical examiner. Witnesses reported guards choked him as he said he couldn't breathe. ICE initially
Bro,
described his death as a suicide attempt gone wrong, then
bro,
changed its account.
bro.
That's the
The
first one.
first name, as I give you this passionate speech about these people did not harm themselves. Our first name, which is 2 days of the new year. Do you not understand that man at 55? That's my dad age. My dad got, I don't know how many names he had off the top of my head, but I know my dad sent Happy New Year's off to all his kids in the group chat, said I love you to his kids, and did not think that 2 days later he would not be here. I don't think that nigga did either.
Um,
I don't think Geraldo sent Happy New Year's to his family on January 1st to not think that he wouldn't make it through the week.
yeah, it's alarming. It's shocking. It's heartbreaking, honestly, when you really put it into term, when you start to really feel the weight of the reality that we're living in, and there's no accountability for any of this stuff. So rest in peace, Geraldo. Then we go on to rest in peace, Luis Gustavo Nunez Caceres. He's 42 from Honduras. He passed away January 5th, 2026. Uh, he's from Joe Corley Process. This is from the Joe Corley Processing Center in Conroe, Texas. Died of congestive heart failure at the HCA Healthcare in Conroe, Texas.
So was
Rest in
that he had a heart attack?
congestive heart failure.
Congestive heart failure?
I That might be a heart attack. I'm not
Nigga, I'm in
sure.
so much stress. Hell yeah, nigga. Fuck you mean?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Luis Beltran Yanes Cruz, 68, Honduras,
Mm.
January 6, 2026, Imperial Regional Detention Facility, Calexico, California. Hospitalized with chest pains, died at John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital in Indio, California. Rest in peace, Parody La, age 46, Cambodia, January 9th, 2026, detained in Pennsylvania. Found unresponsive in his cell, transferred to Thomas Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia, where he ultimately died of brain and organ failure. What? That's all right.
Bro.
Victor Manuel Diaz, rest in peace, age 36, Nicaragua, January 14, 2026, Camp East, Montana, El Paso, Texas. Found unconscious in his room. Again, ICE reported presumed suicide. His family disputes this account. Arrested in Minneapolis 8 days before his death.
So how the hell
36 years old.
how he get from Minneapolis to Texas, bro? So what? Like, how my man get arrested in Minneapolis? Now, mind you, I'm not to interrupt you. I remember, but why would the U.S. government may take a person into custody? And it says for federal crimes like fraud, national security threat, violation of immigration laws such as unlawful presence or final order of removal enforced by ICE. So this is new. That part of final order of removal enforced by ICE is completely new as a federal crime right now to be detained by the U.S. government. So as we're seeing laws change in real time and the real effect it's having as a person is able to be detained and then transported, and then now all of a sudden we don't know how his death occurred 8 days after.
And I know that people are not all like educated the same way in this country, but we talk about the atrocities of this country when it comes to slavery, and we also talk about the atrocities that occurred in the atrocities. Sorry, we're gonna real quick. The atrocities that occurred in Germany as it pertains to the Holocaust and what we look at it as today. I want us to understand that the atrocities of slavery and the atrocities of the Holocaust were not deemed as atrocities at the time. Like they were going on, people knew about it, and it was just normal. While a group of people were suffering, there was a group of people that were silent and letting it go down. Understand that. And
this will go down as an atrocity.
Exactly. And could this be a potential concentration camp that we are having no idea that there's no regulation of atrocities going on? This is just deaths. There's people who are not died who have been treated a certain way. And you can put your brain on whatever that may be, whether that's abuse or in whatever way you may think is going down to these people that are in these detention centers. I'm not going to say it. You guys can look it up yourselves. There's a lot of documented abuse going on that's beyond even the deaths. And if the deaths are increasing, then who to say that stuff is not increasing too? Because I'm hearing about
we talking about teenage. We talking about. I was just about to say we talking about teenage girls becoming pregnant under being detained by ICE agents. Are we talking that? Because if we want to talk about that, bringing that to the receipts room, absolutely, we can talk about the fact.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of the fact.
If you can look that up, please.
Absolutely.
Find that receipt. I'm gonna read these names. You don't even gotta hit. You don't even gotta do the half point. I'll handle this. Yeah. Listen. Rest in peace, Victor Manuel Diaz. I'm so sorry for what your family must be going through and not getting their answers on what happened really for real for him. Then we have Heber. If I mispronounce these names, excuse me. But I got Heber Sanchez Dominguez, age 34, Mexico. January 14, 2026, in Robert A. Dayton Detention Facility, Lovejoy, Georgia. He's found hanging by the neck and unresponsive in a cell 7 days after being taken into ICE custody, following an arrest for driving without a license. Mexico's Consulate General requested an investigation. We'll see if that happens. Rest in peace, Heber Sanchez Dominguez. Lorth Sim, age 59. He's Cambodian. February 16, 2026, Miami Correctional Facility, Bunker Hill, Indiana. Found unresponsive in his cell. Jairo Garcia Hernandez, rest in peace, age 27, young cat. Guatemala, February 16, 2026. Larkin Community Hospital, Behavior Health Center, Hollywood, Florida. More than a year after he was taken into custody, he collapsed unexpectedly and died, according to ICE. Alberto Gutierrez Reyes, age 48, Mexico, February 27th, 2026. Adelanto Ice Processing Center in Adelanto, California. So he was admitted to Victor Valley Global Medical Center for chest pain and shortness of breath, where he became unresponsive and died on February 27th. A Los Angeles City Council member, Eunice Hernandez, said in a statement that her office had been in touch with his family and that he had been denied medical care while in ICE custody. Rest in peace. Pejman Karshinas Nahafabadi, age 59. He's from Iran. He passed away March 1st, 2026, in Louisiana ICE Processing Center, Angola, Louisiana. No, Los Angeles, excuse me. Angola, Los Angeles. Despite several chronic health conditions, he remained detained until he suffered cardiac arrest at Mississippi Hospital. Oh, no, it's Louisiana, I think. Yeah, it's Louisiana. Sorry, yeah, Louisiana. I was right the first time. All right, Emmanuel, rest in peace, Pejman. Emmanuel Clifford Damas, age 58, Haiti, March 2nd, 2026. Florence Correctional Center, Florence, Arizona. Hospitalized after reporting shortness of breath. Transferred to Phoenix Hospital and placed in intensive care unit where he died of causes unknown, according to ICE. His family reported he died due to an untreated toothache and a related infection.
What?
Yeah. Mohammed Nazir.
What?
Yeah.
He died of a tooth infection, cuz?
Yeah. You know, that's a possibility. If he's not treated, if you're not treated, yeah.
I know, but what I'm saying is that like they're treating these people with the brother can't get a toothbrush. We can't, like, you know what I mean? Like we can't get if these people were POWs, right? If these people were prisoners of war, like this would be considered an act against the Geneva Convention. Like they're getting treated the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
On American soil.
Yeah.
We can't say nothing about how people treat people inhumane in their other countries and how we have to go in there and be warmongers and tell people about democracy and tell people about for us to be on home turf doing this.
It's incredibly sad, man, and it's crazy because I want to show a video in a little bit. You could explain this to people as simple as possible, and they still won't get it. Like they still are going to find a way to rationalize this atrocities. And I'm sorry, man. May Emmanuel Clifford Demas rest in peace. Because I've had crazy toothaches. I know what it's like to have a toothache with an infection and feel like you're about to die because of that shit. I've had it multiple times. I have issues with infections because I got to get certain, tooth shit together. And if you're just not taken care of and you're not taken to a hospital, you're fucked, bro. And yeah, it could spread. It's like any infection. If you don't get no antibiotics, it could really affect you. Died of causes unknown. And then let's continue. Mohammed Nazir Pakatiawal, age 41, Afghanistan, March 14, 2026. Rest in peace. Passed away in Dallas Field Holding Room, Dallas, Texas. Previously worked in the U.S. military in Afghanistan. He died less than 24 hours after being detained. Cause of death is still unclear. 24 hours. 41 years old. Died. No one knows what happened. Rest in peace, Muhammad. Man, he fought for this country in the military. Royer Perez Jimenez, 19 years old, man. Mexico, March 16th, 2026. This was in the Glades County Detention Center, Moorhaven, Florida. Death was presumed suicide, according to ICE. Official cause of death is still under investigation. Jose Guadalupe Ramos Solano, age 52, Mexico, March 25th, 2026. Adelanto Ice Processing Center in Adelanto, California. You guys in Adelanto got to get it together, bro. Found unresponsive in his bunk. Cause of death has not been determined. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tuan Van Bui, age 55, Vietnam, April 1st, 2026. This is Miami Corrections Facility bunker in Indiana. Found unresponsive and declared dead at the scene. Cause of death remains under investigation. Alejandro Cabrera Clemente, rest in peace, age 49, Mexico, April 11th, 2026. Wynn Correctional Center, Winfield, Louisiana. Found unresponsive at detention center. Taken to a local hospital where he was declared dead. The agency has not released his cause of death. Alid Damien Carbonell Betancourt, age 27, Cuba, April 12, 2026, Federal Detention Center, Miami, Florida. Found in his cell in what appeared to be a suicide attempt, according to ICE officials. Official cause of death is still being investigated. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Denny Aiden Gonzalez, age 33, Cuba, April 28th, 2026, Stewart Detention Center, Lumpkin, Georgia. Found unresponsive, reportedly in solitary confinement. Suspected cause of death is suicide, but official cause remains under investigation. Mamuka Artemeldez, age 43, Georgia, June 4th, 2026, Wynn Correctional Center, Alexandria, Louisiana. Found unresponsive, transported to a local medical center where he was eventually pronounced dead. The official cause of death is pending an autopsy. Felix Alcorta Rodriguez, age 63, Mexico, June 19th, 2026, Webb County Detention Center, Laredo, Texas. Found unresponsive, transported to a local medical center where he was eventually pronounced dead. The official cause of death is pending an autopsy. Adrian Andreas Florian, age 55, rest in peace, Germany, June 24, 2026, Port Isabel Detention Center, Los Fresno, Texas. Admitted to Valley Baptiste Medical Center for dementia concerns in addition to his history of high blood pressure, cognitive impairment, and ulcers. His official cause of death is currently pending an autopsy. And finally, Jesus Manuel Arena Silva, rest in peace, age 45, Venezuela, July 13th, this is 2 days ago, 2026, Owen County Detention Center, Osceola, Georgia. Found unresponsive while being transferred by bus from Irwin Detention Center to Folkestone D. Ray Ice Processing Center. His suspected cause of death is cardiac arrest. Family reported that Jesus Manuel was not receiving his medication during his detention. So he wasn't even getting his medication at the time. And it could have resulted in cardiac arrest at the age of 45. Rest in peace, Jesus. And this is just this year, guys. This is just this year. And this is just the people who have been passed away during detention. But those are not the only people that are being killed by ICE. As we mentioned previously, there are people who have been killed due to just ICE raids, when they've killed regular American citizens in the street. Chris, you got that video, by the way?
I sent it to you in Discord.
Oh, okay. So it's an article?
I sent the first one is a video. The first link I sent you is a video from PBS. That's
Okay.
a video. And the second two are links to articles, but those are videos to speak on about the issue with and the issue with pregnant girls being detained by agents, and who's responsible for those pregnancies. They're trying to say that they were assaulted or sexually assaulted or pregnant in their home countries and came over here, or they were pregnant or impregnated by people within their family before they got detained. But no, these are people who were documented assaulted from what I'm understanding in these new articles and videos that I presented.
Since last July, the Trump administration has been sending all pregnant, unaccompanied minors apprehended by immigration enforcement to a single group shelter in South Texas. Some of the administration's own child welfare officials object to this policy, saying the facility lacks specialized care the girls need. I spoke yesterday to Mark Betancourt, a journalist who spent 6 months reporting to break this story for both the California newsroom and the Texas newsroom, which are collaborations of public media news outlets. Mark, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on there.
Let's start with the girls. Tell us a little bit about who we're talking about, how old are they, where are they from, and how do they come into the U.S. government custody?
So most of the time, what happens is that when kids cross the border unaccompanied, which means they're not with a parent or guardian, they are transferred from Customs and Border Protection to ORR Care, which is the Office of Refugee Resettlement. It's under the Department of Health and Human Services. Mm-hmm. They basically then distribute them among shelters throughout the country to hold them until they can be released to their sponsors, which are often family members. So the goal is to actually hold them for as little time as possible so that they can then be released while the sponsors are vetted. So when pregnant girls are brought in, these are kids who are under 18, so they're all minors. They would normally be placed in places that have medical facilities nearby and trained staff who can handle what are often complicated pregnancies. Mm-hmm. So that's what is normally supposed to happen under this process.
Some of the girls you reported are as young as 13, is that right? Many of them have been assaulted, raped on the journey that they're making to the U.S.
Real quick, I just want to say, as we can see here, clearly he said, under the circumstances, they do get somebody who's pregnant that are supposed to be in a place where the medical facilities close by and have trained medical personnel within the facility that they're in. So there seems to be a protocol for women who have already been pregnant when they were detained. So I just want to just make that loud and clear.
The girls you reported are as young as 13, is that right? Many of them have been assaulted, raped on the journey that they're making to the U.S.?
That's right. So these girls are between 13 and 17. My source within ORR said that about half of them were probably pregnant as a result of rape. So that is obviously a big concern. These girls have been through pretty traumatic experiences. In some cases, they were raped on the journey or in their home countries before they came here, and that's how they became pregnant. But a lot of times they're also apprehended by ICE in the interior of the country and separated from their families. So while we don't know the exact situations of the girls who have been placed at this shelter now, that is definitely a concern, and the trauma they've been through further complicates their pregnancies.
So your reporting is based on conversations you had with a number of people who are currently officials inside this agency. Why did they decide to speak to you? What concerns did they share?
So they decided to speak to me because I think they were concerned that it's not safe for these girls to be placed here. Their primary concern was that they have heard from experts within ORR, the Office of Refugee Resettlement, that this shelter is not set up to handle the complicated pregnancies of a 13-year-old, and also that the region that the shelter is in, the South Texas Rio Grande Valley, has limited health care, has limited obstetric care, and so especially in emergencies, it could be really difficult to get these kids the care that they need. Depending on what could happen with their pregnancies. So the ORR officials who spoke to me were really concerned, feeling like they needed to speak up, given that there didn't seem to be a response from leadership within the organization.
We did reach out to HHS, which oversees ORR, the agency responsible here, to ask them about the report and request comment. A couple of key points from their statement. They say, to be clear, we do not send all pregnant unaccompanied minors there to this facility. There are others at other facilities as well. And they also say that they make those placements based on child welfare best practices. They say each child is placed in a setting that meets their medical, developmental, and safety needs. Does that line up with your sources and your reporting?
It doesn't. That's not at all what my sources within ORR said. In fact, they made a point of saying that ORR's mission is child welfare. It is designed to be first and foremost for the best interest of the child. And they said this is the opposite of what you would do if that was your mission. You wouldn't send them to somewhere where they couldn't get the right care, especially if people within the organization were telling you not to do this. But to their point of what they're saying about the fact that not all girls are being sent there, my understanding is that the directive is that all the new intakes, girls who are entering ORR care for the first time, as long as ORR knows that they're pregnant, they are still being sent there. That directive still stands according to people within ORR.
There's another aspect of this you include in your reporting. You spoke with advocates who say this is a deliberate policy to shift them to Texas specifically to avoid access to abortion care or abortion services if the girls wanted them. Why did they think that, and did you find proof of that?
So we couldn't find sort of direct, evidence, documentation of that having been the reason for the decision. But current and former ORR officials who know the system very, very well said they couldn't think of any other reason. Also, the first Trump administration tried to do exactly this, tried to prevent girls from being able to get abortion while they're in ORR care. And so it seems to be just a continuation of that policy. This is exactly what some of the officials I talked to expected, given the first Trump administration's behavior. And now, of course, post-Dobbs, now that Roe v. Wade is no longer an obstruction to that, it is legally a lot more possible for them to restrict the access to abortion under the Constitution.
And folks can, of course, read your full reporting online. Mark Betancourt for the California Newsroom and the Texas Newsroom. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
That's heartbreaking, man.
Yep.
Yep. Because regardless of them, they're all victims. Regardless of them it being happening in their own country or at these detentions, they are all victims that need to get proper care. And then on top of that, with the repealing of Roe v. Wade, I didn't even think about it. They are now creating a problem where they can't. They're almost creating the problem of young girls being raped and not having to be able to abort the baby in that situation. But they're causing the problem where they are being raped in the first place, which is absolutely sinister. It's really fucked up.
Yep.
Oh man.
And that's a real receipt. That's a real receipt for people. My man said in that interview, yo, I can't confirm it. We ain't but my only reasoning is so they cannot get the care that it can't. Is it Uchiwali or one mic? Is it her body, her choice? Or is it I control what the fuck go on with your body? And it sounds like it's the latter.
At the bare minimum, if it's the latter, then at least give them the proper medical, reasons and therapists and the resources, the best you can probably give these women to guide them in the best way you can for them to have great care for their pregnancy and themselves, mental support for the trauma they've gone under, and the ability to potentially, become a citizen in the first place. So, these are victims. I have a hard time understanding this. So, you brought a receipt up from reproductiverights.org. It says that Trump's admin must provide answers for this horrifying treatment of pregnant ICE detainees. Center for Reproductive Rights filed 2 Freedom Information Act requests seeking information following the extreme concerning reports about treatment of pregnant, postpartum, and nursing people detained by Immigration and Customs of ICE and Department of Health Services. What we're hearing from pregnant and postpartum women in ICE custody is shocking, said Rashana Desai Martin, Chief U.S. Program Officer at the Center for Reproductive Rights. They are shackled to beds, denied wanted prenatal care, and left alone to miscarry. Pregnant teenagers, including survivors of sexual assault, are deliberately trapped in place where they can't access abortion if they want one. Nursing mothers are ripped from their children and deported. This is inhumane. We deserve answers. And there's a list of cases. You got Angie Rodriguez discovered she was pregnant after being detained by ICE. She was not given adequate nutrition, offered prenatal education materials, or even allowed to keep the ultrasound images that confirmed her pregnancy. They took her ultrasound pictures. Crazy. She miscarried about a month after being detained. Fuck. A pregnant woman bled for days before she was taken to the hospital, where she was left alone in a room without water or medical assistance for over 24 hours while she miscarried. Oh my God. Another repeatedly requesting medical assistance was told to just drink water rather than receive an exam. A mother of two was forced to use her hands to massage breast milk because the jail where she was detained did not have a pump. Her son, from whom she was separated, is allergic to other forms of milk. This was the only way she could continue to feed him. Nasus Marina, 6 months pregnant with twins, was shackled to a bed when she started having contractions. Another woman, Marie, was put in solitary confinement for days. ICE agents didn't believe she was pregnant. When ICE detained Heidi Sanchez, her daughter was breastfeeding in her arms. Sanchez was handcuffed. Agents took her daughter away. Took her daughter, a citizen, away. 2 days later, she was deported to Cuba. She hasn't seen her baby in 8 months.
Bro, bro, what we talking? What we talking right now, bro?
I know,
This is inhumane.
to say
And
the
for
least.
anybody
It's
who
evil.
fucking supports this is as evil as the actions, bro. And that ain't a fucking opinion. That's a fact as well.
And
Anybody who cannot see that and say that that is wrong is just as complicit in the evil ways and evil thinking and the evil doing as it's
yeah,
crazy,
and
bro.
the last one is that pregnant teenagers, some of whom are victims of sexual assault, are reportedly being moved from other states to Texas, where they would be unable to access abortion care if they wanted. They are considered high risk pregnancies. Some of the girls are as young as 13 years old. Oh man, this is like it's hard to read, it's hard to imagine, and I'm praying for all these women, man, and some of them already have miscarried. And it's extremely inhumane and evil. Um, and you can see that there's no care and no real rhyme or reason for the way they're doing things. It's willy nilly. You have people who are former criminals in ICE that they haven't vetted. There's no freaking like background check, nothing like that to get in. Then you have these people. Sometimes you're getting the wrong people. They have women who are having miscarriages in there. People who are getting sexually assaulted. You have people getting killed and murdered in these detention centers. There's a problem with it. So when people say abolish ICE, these are the reasons. ICE is younger than you and me, bro. ICE is younger than a lot of folks, and we had ways of doing this before this. Pretty much, we had border control before this. So I'm not like opposed to the whole, abolishing ICE. There's other ways to enforce the border because clearly this is it's an
This ain't
inhumane
it, nigga.
crisis. Yeah.
This ain't it. This is simply purely ain't it. This is not a way for America to conduct herself. See, this is not a way for America to conduct herself. That's plain and simple. There is no justification as to why, again, citizens or not. And the last thing that I sent you in the Discord will be the last thing that we'll have on ice as we move into our next topic.
Real quick,
Because
I got one thing to show too. But
okay,
go ahead. Which one do you want me to show?
you if you got one thing, then it's just one thing that got me in it. Don't sue us, A. Marie. We love you. Well, whoever wrote the song, we don't know nowadays who the fuck own the damn music.
Word up.
Shit, it might be Clive Davis, dead ass. That might get us from the grave. Oh man, that little bit of levity right there is needed in the middle of this
Oh my
podcast,
God.
bro. To be able to have a joke in the middle of that podcast was amazing.
We need that levity, man, because it is absolutely tough. But what video or which was the last source
The
you wanted to
last, the
show?
last, the last source I sent you was a tweet. It was
Okay.
a tweet, and it was breaking news about an ICE agent.
All right.
They were filmed assaulting, handcuffing, and essentially kidnapping a U.S. citizen who was screaming, "I'm a fucking U.S. citizen."
Okay. Let me show that real quick. So, and then I want to show you guys the thought process of people real quick on how they combat this conversation. Let me get that receipt. 1 second.
It's just one thing that gets me.
You sent two things. You sent the Florida teen, 15-year-old black teen.
Oh, the Florida team. That's for our next. That's for our next
Okay.
segment.
Okay.
That's for our next segment. That's for
All
our
right.
next segment. Yeah.
All right.
Working while we're working.
All right. So Jesus freaking Congress tweets a breaking news, and this is July 13th. This is 2 days ago, I think. Agents filmed assaulting, handcuffing, and kidnapping a U.S. citizen in Passaic, New Jersey, not too far from me, while refusing to even look at ID. He repeatedly begged them to check. Shit, what the fuck? Like, I gotta log in to see this video.
Nah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be able. You shouldn't have to. Elon Musk, man, you made this site go to shit, brother.
Let me see if I can log in real quick. What the fuck is going on, bro?
Yo, why Twitter won't let you just watch the damn video, bro?
Bro. They want to spy on us. They want to know everything that we're doing, everything that we're watching.
I'm glad you backed off so niggas don't see your likes.
I'm not you. I'm good.
You right.
Hey, and mind you, I'm not gonna go to my burner X. Nah.
Oh yeah, because we everybody has one of those.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh man, shout out to the burners, man.
What will we do without the burners?
Yo, I remember I brought it here to the receipt room. They trying to get rid of burners.
They did?
They trying to get rid of burner phones, bro. They trying to make everybody require to show ID to get a phone, bro. No, nigga, let me keep my burner.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Here's a video of the ICE agent.
Yes,
yeah.
All right.
Okay, my ID is there. Hector, read my ID. Yes. Hector, read my ID.
Why wouldn't they get his ID?
Why wouldn't you get somebody ID? That's the first thing you do when you get somebody. You check it. Hey, let me get your ID.
Yo,
please.
These are 5 men on one guy.
Bro, they'll stop anybody, bro, and be like, yo, let me see your ID.
That's fucked up.
This is in New Jersey. In what world is this okay?
Don't resist. Why fucking shitting on, motherfucker?
Oh man. Oh no, this is horrible. And listen, right now is this guy. Next is gonna be somebody you know, and I want y'all to let that sink in for a second, because it could easily be somebody you know next, and it's extremely likely that this can be exacerbated to be something that's a problem for regular citizens, and they can make whatever reason to make this a normality And we can never normalize this behavior, people being kidnapped in the streets. I don't care, even if you are undocumented, you shouldn't be kidnapped in the streets. There should be procedures for this. But especially people who are documented citizens who will have rights. I hope this guy sues and gets a freaking $1 million settlement.
Bro, I hope, no, what I really hope is that his name is not next on the fucking report that we just read about somebody being from Passaic, New Jersey, being transported to Texas, and he's found unresponsive in his room. That's what I hope. Honestly. Like, I know we got high hopes for him to sue and shit like this, but nigga, I want him to live.
Facts.
Like, and honestly, that
Facts.
shouldn't be the fucking that should not be the bare minimum requirement. But again, as we got
No,
receipts here,
you're preaching, man, because you're right.
there,
There's no guarantee. They've
there's
killed
only
citizens.
there's only 17 ICE employees, contractors, or agents that have been convicted of crimes. There's only been 17, according to the Associated Press. And types of offenses committed: physical sexual abuse, financial corruption, drug trafficking, exploiting federal credentials. None of them say murder. None of them say.
It's crazy.
So you can get caught and have a criminal conviction for physical and sexual abuse. Absolutely, nigga. Absolutely. Run them crimes up.
Yeah.
But exploiting federal credentials, nigga, because I told a bitch I work for the federal agency don't mean I need to get knocked, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Personal use of their government official badges, databases, and ICE research. Oh, databases. I've heard, remember we talked about people using those flock cameras about stalking exes, cheating?
Yeah.
That happened. That happened. That just happened. So
What happened?
Yeah, when you were saying people, officers and stuff like that,
Oh,
exploiting the
wow.
databases for flock cameras and stuff like that.
That happened?
That happened. So like exploiting federal credentials, I think that should be a crime. That absolutely, you absolutely need to be a crime. So yeah, man. People think that when they get that badge, when they think they get that mask, it's autonomy, my
Complete
nigga. It's
immunity is
immunity,
complete.
my
Yeah.
nigga. Yeah.
Completely. Yeah. Let me close out with the murders that happened in Maine, the shooting of the gentleman we opened up this on the cold open, who got killed, who was a citizen. There wasn't even the right person. So like what you just showed is leading into what we just showed. Like you're saying, we just hope that people can live. You know.
Yes.
So you're right. You're right. At the bare minimum, treat the citizens right and make sure that they can go home to their families. But unfortunately, in this country, sometimes some people are not as lucky and are losing their life to this honestly authoritarian regime and this authoritarian organization department. Oh, my bad. All right, here we go.
The ICE-involved shooting.
This is more proof that ICE, in its current form, is a rogue agency incompatible with the current constitutional order of the United States. We cannot live in a constitutional republic with an agency that has basically immunity to go around in masks and to murder both U.S. citizens, legal immigrants, anybody that they want. Beyond Alex Preddy, beyond Renee Good, even beyond the cases we've seen in the past week, they use the same excuse every time. This person tried to ram me with their car. We actually had one case in Chicago with someone named Martinez, a teacher from a Chicago school. She was shot 5 different times after they said that she tried to ram her car. But when they got the body camera footage showed the exact opposite. And then text leaked saying, I shot 5 times and she had 7 holes. Like a despicable, disgusting thing coming from ICE agents. Guess what the punishment for that ICE agent was? Nothing. He's still on the streets over and over and over.
So just one thing that's actually notable, and it's a little bit different in this sense, because this statement from ICE does not suggest that the agent thought his life was in danger. It explicitly does not say that, which is very different from what they've used in other incidents. And for that reason, when CNN spoke to some law enforcement sources who said, every law enforcement officer in America is scratching their head trying to figure out what that means. What does it mean that he was a threat to public safety that warranted, it seems like at least 5 shots in the windshield of that vehicle. And when you want to arrest someone, this is a good example of how to do everything wrong. So there is there's the question of legal and illegal immigration, and then there's an issue of how law enforcement is being conducted and whether lives are being lost in the process.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of factors here. First and foremost, his immigration status to me does not matter at this point, because whether he was legal or illegal, no one deserves to die. That's a fact. Now, I want to also say this agent, which we're going to find out the facts through hopefully a very thorough investigation, was 100% wrong. Abolish ICE is reckless, it's irresponsible, and it's foolish. You're basically saying ICE is whatever you said. I couldn't even listen to what you said at that point.
No one at this table is saying
okay,
that.
it doesn't matter.
Wait, do you think that they're,
let me
do you think that murder is wrong?
You had your derangement syndrome.
Do you think that murder is wrong?
Some people are saying abolish ICE. Just to sort this out, some people are saying abolish ICE. Adam did not say that.
Okay, or ICE is a rogue agency.
So go ahead.
Are you fighting with someone that's not here right now? I don't know.
No.
All
right, go ahead.
I'm saying you said ICE is a rogue agency. Actually,
Wait, do you not think they're rogue?
You.
Adam,
no,
Adam,
actually
let me let her
I think that Biden let millions of people in.
That's right.
And an open border. Now, Trump
Tired of
is
talking
that
about Biden, bro. It drives me fucking crazy every time they talk about Biden when some people are dying in the streets. I can't take it, bro. But let's continue.
To try to deport millions of illegal immigrants. Now, say that this agent was horrible. Say that there's 5 ICE agents that are making headlines internationally that are the worst agents in the world. 5 bad eggs and tragic incidents do not now invalidate the entire purpose of ICE. We need ICE. I care about the Americans being killed by illegal immigrants. It is not systematic.
Yes, the DOJ,
every murder makes every headline for weeks straight. And let me also finish my point, because you said your point. I have
who is, no disrespect. No disrespect. Who is this broad?
I do not know. I can find out. Give me 1 second.
Because it said Emily Austin, host of the Emily Austin show. Why the fuck we ain't on CNN?
Because Emily Austin, podcast, Emily Austin show. We're not on CNN because we gotta build our name up. And 2,
nigga, who the fuck is Emily Austin?
She probably some conservative podcaster host. Whew, man, I don't know who the fuck is, but clearly she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Let's continue.
Yes,
I've never seen this amount of resistance towards authority. We have all, I'm sure, have bad interactions with cops or agents, whatever you want to call them. You don't resist authority. And
oh my God!
First of all, you don't know that that's what happened.
I've seen enough. You mentioned Alex and Renee. You mentioned plenty of people.
I'm talking about.
In fact,
we're talking about this incident in Maine.
Alex was not resisting.
And I want us to hear out this rational Black woman speak and kind of break this down to the same woman, Emily, as if she's a child, and see what her response is.
The guy had a gun.
They took the gun off
That's
him
already
before they shot him. You don't know what you're talking about.
Radical Facebook groups. I don't want to talk about
You're saying these cute talking points, but you just said that because he's in a radical Facebook group that it's justified.
Alex goes, he spits on cops. He goes to protest.
He did not do that.
States violence. Yes, he did. There's videos of him spitting on police. He goes to protest as a hobby. No, I'm speaking to my opinion.
Do you think the Martinez case that I mentioned from Chicago was bad?
I did not hear about that. If that's true, it's horrible.
Wait, do you think that the cops should be held accountable? Do you think the agents should be held accountable?
Yes, I think should. Do I think ICE should not now?
ICE
is a rogue agency because that one ICE agent was
they violated 100 court orders just in January. Just in January, they violated 100 court orders. I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know either. But you're saying that it's a rogue agency, so you're speaking on behalf of the entire group.
All right. Let's fast forward.
You're saying ICE.
All right.
They're just arguing. All right, here we go.
Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
I hear the point about Joe Biden's immigration policy.
Ashley Allison.
He didn't get it right. We can concede that. And so if you're on the right and you think Joe Biden went too far to the left, I think we have to look at what happened and say Donald Trump is going too far to the right.
In respect to
ICE? Now you done told him a couple times to be quiet. Now let me finish. Because in the beginning of the Trump administration and when he was running for office, he told us he was going after violent criminals. We have seen time and time again that is just not the case because the overwhelming number of immigrants in this country are actually not violent. So the premise in and of itself is false, but it was a helpful campaign tactic. Now, when I used to sit at this table at the very beginning and they would charge into apartment buildings and zip tie little kids, I was told that I was being in Chicago overreacting, and that they had to do it because that was what was happening then to fix Biden's problem. Okay. When then they deployed in California, and we were saying, wait a minute, the mayor doesn't want them there, the governor doesn't want them there, that feels like an overreach. We were told they have to fix Biden's problem. Okay. And then when Renee Preddy was murdered, we were warning people that when people go rogue, when people, and if you don't like the word rogue, when people don't have any type of constraint, when they feel like they have the president of the United States that is saying, go do whatever, the then sitting DHS attorney saying, Kristi Noem, riding around, Bavino walking around in a Gestapo type uniform. When you let people go too far, you get murder.
What about respect to authority?
So
law enforcement.
The DHS.
I don't think anything that.
So she just broke it down, very simple for her. And she's still talking about some type of authority. I'll just leave us here on this topic. If your life is at risk and you can't trust the people who are who are supposed to be in authority, then you do whatever to save your life. I'm sorry. Do whatever to save your life. If that's running, if that's calling somebody's name, if that's, escaping, do whatever it is to protect your life. So when you get these conservative people who have no idea what it feels like to be literally detained for no reason. We're talking about citizens right here, and they still can't see it. You do what's necessary to keep yourself safe. Obviously, don't do anything that's reckless, but at the same time, do what's necessary to make sure that you get home to your family. And I'll leave it at that.
I don't really have too much to follow up with because we went super heavy on this. Which I mean, realistically, this is what Receipts Room is.
I try to keep it to like one topic for this show because it is so heavy and it is so intensive to go through all the receipts. But I think I think so we gotta wrap it up with the ICE conversation. Hopefully this brings some more eyes to the issue going on here, and we hopefully on the right side of history when it comes to this, and we can try to turn this ship around when it comes to this rogue agency.
We go from one horrible situation to another. As this is more undefined than the previous conversation that we're having, which had a lot of receipts. This is still under a lot of speculation. This is still under a lot of scrutiny. This is still under a lot of investigation. And that comes to the story of Nolan Wells, the young 18-year-old boy who was found unresponsive after attending a July 4th party with friends. And we don't want to make this, again, a black and white issue. We don't want to make this a hate crime. We don't want to make this murder. We don't want to get into the speculatory bags. But we do want to talk about the fact and the receipt that an 18-year-old boy was amongst his peer group, not necessarily like him, but same age, same identifying type from what we're understanding. And it should have been a bros day, a day of swimming, fishing, horseplay maybe, but everybody being able to come home and report on it on Snapchat and Instagram. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case for everybody involved. And it's just eerie. It's just eerie when you think about the story of the young black woman who went for a sleepover. She was a woman with other women, and it was wine night and pajamas and a sleepover, and all of a sudden she falls out of a window and she's no longer here, right? And it's just eerie and
suspicious.
It's suspicious, and it calls for It calls for speculation, but we're not here for speculation. We are here for receipts and to give you facts. So Chidi has a video to give us the update of what we know as facts, up to date with the Nolan Wells story.
Earlier today, the family of Nolan Wells met with the district attorney who confirmed the investigation will eventually be turned over to a grand jury. They're still wondering what happened to the 18-year-old on the July 4th weekend. Let's bring in Anna Schechter, who runs our crime unit. She's joining us right now. Anna, so what are we learning about those new details in this case? What can you tell us?
Well, we actually have obtained new movement records, GPS data. Our Jared Eggleston and Skylar Henry down in Mississippi obtained this from a Mississippi entity, and it actually shows exactly where the boat left from when it arrived at Horn Island. You're seeing, as that scrolls down on your screen there, you're seeing that July 4th, that tracking movement, the vessel reaching Horn Island around 11:14 a.m. And then we also see when the boat left. Now, as we've been reporting, Nolan Wells was not on that boat, although his keys and phone were. And so we see the boat then go and actually dock at a different location, then drive overland to the home of the owners of the boat. So this is new information that is all being reviewed by investigators who are still trying to figure out exactly what happened to Nolan Wells, Mugo.
Yeah, his parents have a lot of questions there. Anna Schechter, thank you so much.
All right.
Go ahead first. You want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah. So
this is one of the last photos ever taken of 18-year-old Nolan.
we have we have for fact the GPS tracking location of the boat. We have for fact that they arrived somewhere around 11:15ish, and we know for fact is what they're reporting that Nolan was not on the boat on the way home, but phones and keys were
on the boat.
So on the boat. So I'm trying to figure out. It's never
sad that we have to question these things. You know, rest in peace to the young man. And prayers for his family first and foremost. But you know, with the history of, you know, it's South Carolina, right?
Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi. Sorry, excuse me, Mississippi.
Yes,
this is,
yeah.
you know, with the history of Mississippi. I was gonna say Mississippi first, but I think I messed up. But it's sad that we have to, you know, consider this. But yes, he was the only black man on the boat with these, you know, boys. And from the pictures, it seems like he was the only person there. His attorney, Ben Crump, he described there was an altercation. So this is also true. It says that Nolan and somebody were yelling at one another on the boat, apparently. He said investigators continue to tell the family that we don't see any evidence of foul play, but even though the students who recorded the altercation while they were on the boat, so the students have recorded of an altercation that happened. The sheriff department confirmed that they are specifically investigating online reports of an alleged altercation and whether it is involved Wells. They have specifically asked public for original unedited photos and videos from July 4th depicting alleged altercation. So they're looking into that. One of Wells' friends said that the voice heard yelling in the widely circulated video was his own voice and not Nolan's. The statement does not address whether Nolan was involved in the altercation. And his mother, she went through her phone, and it struck her that it was too clean because there were videos and pictures in Snapchat from the day he was on the island. She says, I know my child well. If he has his phone out all the time at home, he's definitely going to have a phone out whenever he's out, and he's doing things with his friends, she's told CNN's Laura Coates. The phone had to be retrieved separately. Tashima Hands, the mother of one of Wells' friends, retrieved the phone for the family after tracking it using Snapchat to a house where a lot of people were gathered. Quote, a lot of people. It took about 15 minutes for someone to find the phone and give it to her. The phone left the island with the friends, and Nolan did not. So they took it with them. Okay. The friends also have all obtained legal representation. That doesn't mean they're guilty, but they have legal representation. They are teenagers who went on a boat trip July 4th. Every single one of them has retained a lawyer before speaking to investigators about what happened. The sheriff said no foul play before the autopsy came back, which is crazy because you typically want an autopsy first. Now the autopsy results are still pending, so we shall see more. So this is one of those stories that we do have to come back here and discuss, me and you, once we get more information. I do not want to just say that flippantly. I genuinely want to come back to the story and give an update on this. His father says that he could swim, so this is not a situation of a guy who cannot swim, and so he's in the water. He can swim. We should. I mean, obviously, he was an athlete, so that's another key detail. And
Granted,
the
18-year-old boys, they drink, they party,
yeah,
they have fun. Unsupervised on the boat. I can't really all
you can't
justify
call it.
what I can't call it.
At
And
this
it's
point, I don't think anybody can, and I think that we got to be
yes.
clear of that
We
at
have
this
to be
point.
we have to be we have to be clear, we have to be fair.
You
Right?
have to be fair.
I don't again want to make jokes or light of this conversation or this situation, but
Yeah,
we have seen Stephon Diggs, a wide receiver on a boat partying. Granted, he has money, he has fame, he has all of that, but again, we're talking about 18-year-olds. We
substances will
don't
be on the boat sometimes. Mhm.
Exactly. So 18-year-olds we're entering and we're fighting and we're experimenting and things like there are so many things that could be at play. So again, I do want to reserve my my judgment until we get that, like you said, the autopsy back and we have more to present. But I'm assuming 18-year-old kid, two black parents, nigga ain't doing too much, cuz I ain't gonna hold you. He 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 ain't doing
Man, you never
he
know.
ain't
You never
doing,
know, man.
that's true. That's
You
true.
know,
I'm here
um,
making speculations. That is true. That is
yeah, you
true,
never
Tito.
know.
You're
And
right.
I'm just gonna say
That's
that.
true.
Um, uh, Now the FBI has released a statement. They confirmed that it has been working to address the interstate threats received by individuals related to this matter. Interstate threats. I'm so confused. But these efforts are
Niggas from
parallel.
out of state saying that they gonna take action. I mean, y'all don't take y'all.
But efforts are in parallel with Jackson County's independent investigation. The FBI is investigating threats made against people connected to the case. They are assisting Jackson County, but are not leading the investigation into Nolan's death. So they're just assisting on the investigation on the threats
From
made.
niggas saying Twitter threats.
I
Really,
guess.
FBI? We got more shit to
But
worry
the
about,
thing
big dog.
about it is, there's people coming out saying that this is how white people, you know, not this is white people saying this, that yeah, we got one of yours, and they're talking that tough shit. Oh yeah, this is what they do. You go out with the white boys, and we take them out. Like there's a video of a guy just spitting
What?
out nonsense. Listen, I don't want to bring it up because I have it on my phone right now. I'll send it to you because this is all just some bullshit talking, but people are going to take credit of this. Racist people take credit of this, and start to incite violence and incite this kind of rhetoric. And it's unfortunate, but there are real people who will take credit and say that this is based on race, and yeah, this is what we do with your sons, and when we're with them alone. And listen, I grew up in suburbs. I grew up around a lot of white boys. I used to hang out with some, and once I got to like high school, there was such a difference between me and them.
It's always an undertone, bro.
Yeah,
You will always notice
yeah.
it's an
What the fuck?
undertone. Yeah,
Usually when we're
bro.
younger, there was no problem, but when we got a little older, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? When their girls start liking me, she's like, I maybe it's that, I don't know, but like I
Yeah,
always
my
felt some
man.
way, and I guess I kind of steered away from that. Like I found my crew that fuck with me for real. Like you can sense it when you're there as the token who is just the butt of a joke or something. And these are people that I grew up with that I thought were my homies, but things
You,
changed
you,
really weirdly once I got to like eighth, ninth
what
grade.
you know what's sad about this story, Chidi? And I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what's really sad about this? Nolan Wells could have had friends that were black, and
Hmm.
Nolan Wells could have went to a 4th of July barbecue, and Nolan Wells could have got shot by a stray bullet. If we're making the generality complex of what, like you said, white people would take credit for this, and being a token black guy with a group of white friends, so Nolan,
I don't like
I,
that. I'll be honest with you. I don't
I,
like. Yeah, it could have happened,
well,
but it's not.
I know from. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is
You
from.
can get shot
All I'm saying is.
anywhere.
Well, all I'm saying is when there is a race war and impeding, and that is surrounding this. What
Hmm.
I'm saying is I'm making a correlation is that no, I get what you're saying. He could have got shot anywhere, but what I'm saying instead of him being the one black friend around all white friends, and going on a boating trip, and like you said, finding his, he could have, like you said, found another crew that fucked with him for him, but went somewhere and been a recipient of accident. Like both things can. Right now, a lot of people are saying they did something to him. This
I'm
could
gonna
all
send you a
have been an
video.
accident.
I'm gonna send you a video of what I'm saying, and I want you to watch it. You mute yourself and watch it, and then you determine if you want to bring it to the pod because I don't think that it's necessary because this is for receipts room. This is not for speculation and all this race war conversation. I want to give you all
Right.
the real. So
Correct.
I'm gonna send it to Chris, and if he's making the executive decision to bring it out here, we'll see. But let me continue with what the FBI was saying that they're investigating threats made against people connected to the case. They're assisting Jackson County, but are not leading the investigation into Nolan's death. Now they have a attorney Crump. He shit. Okay, Ben Crump. So this is a state where Emmett Till was lynched. He said, adding that he feels there are contradictions in several witness statements. This is Nolan Wells' own attorney of invoking Emmett Till. The comparison was made by the lawyer on record in an ABC News interview, not on social media, not by a random commentator, by the civil rights attorney representing the family. So there is a racial element to this, guys, and we'll be remiss not to mention that. Like, obviously, as this goes on, I don't want to throw out because I do know that these stories sometimes are get heightened to stir up race wars and conversations and get us to hate each other. I don't want to fall for that trap immediately. I want to get all the details first, you know. So that's my issue with this. Um, the case goes to grand jury. The result of the death investigation will be turned over to a grand jury once the case is complete. An independent investigation of Wells' cell phone will also be coordinated by the Crump and his team. So an independent investigation, which is great. So hopefully that comes back and we get more information. Law enforcement officials will also investigate the cell phone findings as well. The DA confirmed this standard procedure for most unnatural or suspicious deaths in Jackson County. A grand jury will ultimately decide whether this is sufficient evidence to bring charges against anyone. So there's no charges against anyone yet, but once we get more evidence or information, the autopsy, the cell phone data, they'll determine if there's any more evidence to actually bring charges against anyone. So that process can't begin until the autopsy, toxicology, and full investigation are complete. Um, his funeral will be held Monday, so rest in peace to him, and please prayers for his family. Man, they lost a young man who seemed bright, seemed like he had a bright future, is an athlete, and this is a tragedy, you know. It will be held at Center Point Church in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, on Monday, July 20th. Visitation is going to be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Services immediately after. He's being buried on Monday. The cause of death was not been determined yet, but his family does not know what happened to their son, and they're burying him anyway because they have no choice at this point. So that's what we know. Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The phone seems to be the receipt in the situation, and we'll bring that back to you once the investigation is complete on this pod and give you more information because I genuinely don't know. It's just a complete mystery at this point. But the pattern of the boat is suspicious. The fact they had his phone and everything is suspicious and didn't know where he was at. The fact that they didn't call anybody, like, call like the cops or, I don't know, Coast Guard or whatever to help, a 911, I don't know. It's real suspicious.
Not 911. Somebody's overboard. Oh my God, 911. We don't know our for 911. Y'all drive back, then drive home. Ain't nobody call nobody. Mom, Dad, no, nobody do none of that. Nobody do none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's very suspicious, man. That's all I can say.
Super.
You watched the video?
I did. We'll say the speculation for later.
Okay.
I don't want to get angry.
Okay.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ice made me angry. This Ice made me angry. This is. I think we brought this up for sure because your sister said that this is super important to her, and I think one of the things that we need to highlight about this.
I think she sees her son in what this guy, in what went down with him because they're in Michigan, a lot of white people in Michigan, and he goes to Michigan State. Yeah, he goes to Michigan State. He has a friend group that tends to be not all like us. They much like because that's who he's around. And I can only imagine how she feels when she sees this stuff and the concern of like what he does. And it's funny because you're successful, you're black, and you want to put your kids in the best position to advance in life. So you go to a good school district, but it tends to put but it ends up being more obviously people that are not black in those schools are more white people, and they grow up around that, and you think that makes them a little bit more safe, and more fluent neighborhood, and then something like this happens, and it's very scary for folks because you gotta know who your kids are around and who to trust, and I'm going on a boat and with a bunch of dudes. I don't know.
I think the military has a buddy system. Marine Corps, I know for sure. We had a buddy system where you couldn't take a piss without your buddy. It gotta be two of us.
Two black people.
It gotta be. wherever we go, it gotta be.
Yeah.
I don't care if we all got white girlfriends. I don't care if we all got.
We've heard those stories too.
It gotta be my nigga. Or get your Rory. Gotta get your Rory. I trust Rory.
You trust Rory?
I don't think that happened to me before. Rory, yeah.
Listen, man, I don't know, man.
If
Rory is your only one around a bunch of Irish, drinking white fellas, I don't know if I trust him to hold you down. I really don't. I really don't.
Yeah, you're right. I still need another me there. You're right.
Rory, get the fuck out of here. Rory and Millie Mall, get the fuck out of here. Rory.
Hey, yo. Okay, all right. So, all right. Let's wrap up Nolan Wells.
Listen, rest in peace, Nolan Wells. Prayers to his family, and I really do hope that you guys get the justice you deserve, that this case warrants, regardless, and the peace. I hope y'all get peace and resolve after this, because there's so many times where these cases happen where at the end of it all, there's still no peace, there's still no answers. And I'm praying that you guys get the answers that you deserve from the justice system, and I'm praying that everything comes to light in a proper manner. So I'm gonna leave you out with that.
I have nothing else to say after that. That's a great way to wrap that up.
All right.
Okay. Now, for those who made it
All
through
right.
our first hour and 45 minutes of this daunting ass show, we have a little bit of everything is that we want to give
you are blurred, by the way. You are getting a little blurry.
yeah,
Disconnect.
my shit saying wrap this up, nigga. But fuck that, nigga. They like, nigga, we not used to you running long. You was dolo. You was cutting out of here. Like, nah, nigga, we run a little long today. But I think what
yeah, when your boy comes back from the trip, we gotta feed y'all.
one of the things that I talked about that you wasn't around for is, again, Jay-Z at Yankee Stadium. I'm wearing my Yankee jersey because we said we was going to talk about it. So I want to give you the floor. Go ahead and give yourself a solo.
Why you gotta give me the floor?
Because because I already, niggas heard me. I was solo. Niggas heard me talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But you have something that you want to bring, but I'm a refresh me. And that's
all
why
right.
I said,
Well, let me search it up for real quick. Let me see if I can find it so I can talk about it with some real context. Okay.
Okay. All right. Because
So if y'all haven't heard,
I asked
Jay-Z,
my mans. I said, I asked my mans. I said, yo, how you feel about the Hove joint at the Yankee Stadium? Hove did 3 straight nights at Yankee Stadium, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I asked him what he felt about it, and he gave me some strong opinions about just one thing. That nigga said, I ain't got nothing else to talk about but this. I said, well, shit, bring it to the pod. Bring it to the pod. Hell yeah.
all right. Let's talk about how this nigga sold out.
Hold on.
All right.
Oh, my God.
You sold out. You sold out.
I'm gonna mute up for this. Let me hear what you got.
All right, let me rewind it real quick.
Sold out. Yeah, I did sell out. 3 nights. I sold Yankee Stadium the hell out. I'm a target. You ain't. Don't miss that target. No exclusive. They only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They digging deep with narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got a sign of non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as him. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed because him. You can like it or not. We don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is the president. My gift is rapping. Oh shit. Let's get on some Brooklyn.
Nice bars from Hove.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! His gift is rapping. Oh my goodness!
He definitely better than Kendrick, boy. He definitely one of them. He one of them, boy.
I don't know about that, but I don't know
No,
about
nigga,
that.
spark it up, nigga. Is Hov better than K Dot? Yes or no?
No, no. What are you talking about here? Listen, what are you talking about here?
Bars.
I think K-Mac is better. I'm also a Nas guy. I think Nas is better. Nas and K-Mac are from the same club. I think that's what I like these guys.
Okay.
But hey, man, if you say Jay Z's better, that's your opinion. That's just this is me. This is me. You know, Jay Z, career wise, fantastic, hits galore, businessman, all that stuff. He says he brought niggas back to their families. He's making laws change and all that stuff. I love it all. You know, prison reform is a real thing that needs to be addressed. And what you and Meek Mill's done, I will never disparage y'all for that. However, when we talk about companies that are choosing to jump on this removing DEI from their hiring processes immediately after the executive order, it wasn't like it was like a year, 2 years. No, immediately after the executive order was passed, Target was like, yeah, let's remove DEI, right? And made it public. You know, they talked publicly about that. When black people go on a boycott for something, whether it be Target or whether it be the NFL, you can do what you want. That's your decision. You want to work with them, fine. But for you to then say to black people, we're past kneeling, for you to then go and say, oh, y'all picking and choosing and all this stuff, I think to me, is you not understanding complete, or maybe he does understand. You not taking a stand on explaining quite well why you are doing the things you're doing. Because people are going to follow Jay Z. He's one of the most influential black men in America. Let's be real. I think he undercuts black movements though for the money, and he doesn't explain it like, "Hey guys, this is what I'm thinking." I think that since this is the way to do, because we've seen that the Target movement has worked. They have been hurting because of the boycott.
And
But
the
when Jay Z
NFL,
comes out and says, "Oh, y'all picking and choosing," that
and the
gives
NFL, it worked too.
everybody in the hood a green light to be like, "Nah, everybody picking and choosing," and be ignorant. There's no real thought process behind, "Hey, man, maybe we shouldn't support Target, even if Jay Z says it." This is just him doing that same shit that he did with the NFL, and I don't fuck with that that logic. I don't. If he honestly, I fell for it with the NFL. Once he started working with them, I thought there'd be like all they started doing the anti-racism stuff. But here we are now. None of that's around, and all we get is a halftime show every. That's not worth black people getting killed in the streets to me, and it being in
Well,
the
they did.
forefront of people's minds.
They did do the NFL did do the initiative. Give me 1 second. Initiative
So yeah, like
for
these past 3 nights, the 3 nights he sold out in Yankee Stadium, phenomenal. I know it was a moment. I wish I could have been there for one of those nights because I know he went crazy and brought everybody out. It's a legendary moment. Honestly, this might be his.
are you now? Still can't hear you.
This might be his last time performing in New York. Who knows? So respect to Jay Z and his entire career.
Okay.
Respect to everything he's done. But man, that
So
part
this
I
is
didn't fuck with at all. That
so
that
so
that little freestyle he did on the first night.
so when Jay Z says we're past kneeling, and so this is to, I don't want to know if this is to give them credit or to kind of bring receipts along with what we do. The NFL primary initiative for Black communities and other communities of color is Inspire Change. That's the name of it. It's a massive social justice platform launched in 2017, initially established as a 250 million 10-year commitment, which we're running on the 10 years now. It happened in 2017. So just think about that. Happened in 2017. Nigga, 2017 next year. So the 10-year commitment that the NFL has given to the black community has surpassed 575 million in total funding and support nationwide. So the 4 pillars of impact: economic advancement, partnering with organizations like Operation Hope to fuel the 1 million Black Businesses Initiative. This program removes financial hurdles and provides critical tools, education, and resources to help Black entrepreneurs start and scale their ventures. Education reform, providing cradle to college funding for historic Black institutions and youth programs, again, that Trump is taking away, including United Negro College
And this is the
Fund.
NFL doing
100
this.
This is the NFL doing it. Yes, this is the NFL.
And they're still doing this.
Yes, this is under their initial Aspire Change social platform, social justice platform that launched in 2017, and this was a part of a 10-year commitment. So we're in year 9 or year 8, year 9 of this commitment that they've been in. 100 Black Men of America, Harlem's Children's Zone, criminal justice reform. Partner with groups like National Urban League and Impact Justice to scale urban reentry initiatives. These programs provide counseling, workforce training, and employment assistance for individuals leaving the justice system. And then we have police community relations, collaborating with player-led Players Coalition to fund grassroots organizations that lower tension and build sustainable relationships between local law enforcement and neighborhoods. Unfortunately, that's not carrying over to ICE because there's no lowering tension between, local law enforcement and the neighborhoods. But we have player-driven initiatives where they had the Player Coalition, an independent player-led nonprofit that advocates for racial equity, using NFL allocated funds to lobby for policy and bail reform. And then we have Contract with Black America, a strategic partnership between the NFL and the entertainer Ice Cube. What? Aimed at boosting economic equity by aimed at boosting economic equity by steering NFL corporate spending towards Black-owned businesses, contractors, and financial institutions. So that was the NFL's initiative to the Black community that I believe Jay-Z's trying to take credit for, as he was in that room with Roger Goodell saying, we're past kneeling. I guess he meant we're past kneeling because we're getting things done. But I want to be very clear and transparent. Nigga, after this 10 years is up, what initiative do these motherfuckers got to motherfuckers?
Oh my God.
Once this 10 years up, these niggas come like, okay.
Nah, so Jay-Z, obviously, I want y'all to understand, he did not create Inspired Change. He did not create Inspired Change, but he's largely responsible for massively expanding its funding, visibility, and cultural impact. The NFL originally launched the initiative in early 2019, following intense pressure surrounding Colin Kaepernick protest. Later so Colin Kaepernick is a real big ignition for this, right? Then Jay-Z comes in and steps in, and he fundamentally reshapes the entire thing. So what he gets to do to change it was in August 2019, his Rock Nation signed a long-term partnership with NFL. He became the league's live music entertainment strategist to manage major events like the Super Bowl halftime show and now the Christmas show as well.
The fuck that got to do with kneeling, man? The fuck that got to do with kneeling?
Okay. A core clause in his contract mandated that Rock Nation would co-advise, amplify, and legally bind entertainment revenue to the NFL Inspired Change Initiative. I take that how you want. I don't know what that means. And then expanded behind for Jay-Z brought in a massive musical advocacy campaigns such as Songs of the Season initiative, where high-profile artists created music for game broadcasts.
Songs of the Season?
Yeah, streaming proceeds going directly to Inspire Change. So those were the 3 things he did. So I don't know. The strategy has proven to be durable. In October 2024, Rock Nation and the NFL officially renewed their partnership, ensuring Jay-Z's team will continue to be driving both Super Bowl entertainment and ongoing multi-million-dollar social justice platform. So they renewed it into 2024. So maybe it's longer than that now. Maybe it's longer than the 10 years. Yes, I would like to see. So I'm going to see if there's any specific programs. So, Reform, Jay-Z is founding partner in this organization. Inspire Change funds direct legislative work to overhaul probation and parole laws across the United States. This group receives funding specifically to scale its emergency leaders program. It provides 16-week paid apprenticeships for individuals returning home from incarceration. That's cool. That's cool. Police Relations Grant Money Scales Community Responder Initiative. The program trains and dispatches mental health professionals to handle low-risk 911 calls instead of armed police. Peace DC. This group utilizes to grow its Heal DC program. It uses community violence intervention and trauma-centered healing to de-escalate conflicts and reduce gun violence. Okay. So there's parts of this campaign that I like. Some of this was already in it. It wasn't Jay-Z that brought it, but I like what they're doing with the NFL. So, I mean, even if this is going on behind the scenes, I will say I don't mind the end zone not saying end racism if this is still going on because it's action. I'll say that. But I still think the end racism should be there. I think it's still going on. So let's keep doing that racism.
And racism in the back of the end zone, I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't do a motherfucking thing for niggas. It ain't do a motherfucking thing for niggas, boy. Nigga, I think we had Kaepernick was 2016, 2017. Nigga, they put in racism for George Floyd. Am I not mistaken?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That's when they really started going.
They put in racism for George Floyd. No, in police brutality, you dumb motherfuckers. It ain't racism that need to end. It was in police brutality. When Colin Kaepernick was all of those initiatives are great, my nigga. Where is the fucking fundamental problem of law enforcement? I don't give a respect to niggas with bail. Respect. You need bail. Respect. But where the fuck we talk about the niggas that put niggas in cuffs in to begin with? Where is the police reform?
No, the reform. The reform is there. The criminal justice reform. Of the Inspire Change. The Reform Alliance is. So he's a founding partner of this organization, and it's supposed to be for funding direct legislative work to overhaul probation and okay, you're right. Forget about probation. Okay, I'm talking about the police. So that wasn't the Jay-Z stuff. The Police Community Relations Law Enforcement Action Partnership. It grant money scales their community responder initiative. So this is where they train and dispatch mental health professionals to handle low risk 911 calls because that a lot of times resulted in police brutality, people being called to mental health issues when, they don't have the tools to even handle that stuff. Then they're using force to handle these mental health crises. And then Peace for DC is the Heal DC program uses community violence intervention and trauma-centered healing to de-escalate conflicts and reduce gun violence. And this is all through NFL.com. Y'all can read it over there. So hopefully this is working.
Yeah, the Law Enforcement Action Partnership, like you said, the 501, the 501c, a nonprofit organization, and it's made up with current and former criminal justice professionals, including police officers, judges, prosecutors, and correctional officers who advocate for progressive criminal justice and drug policy reform. So this was founded in 2002 by 5 police officers. The group originally operated under the name Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, which was a strict focus on ending the war on drugs. In January of 2017, the organization rebranded to LEAP, Law Enforcement Action Partnership, to widen its mission towards comprehensive public safety and community-oriented solutions. So that is one of those organizations that is under the NFL's grant recipients, if I'm not mistaken, and they have the Community Responders Initiative, like you spoke of, drug policy reform, systematic criminal justice fixes, and healing police community relations. I think that is one of the big things that need to be highlighted when we are talking about what Kaepernick was criticizing, what Jay-Z said we were past kneeling and doing. It is to heal the public and police relation. That is needed. We need to be able to trust police and police officers and not be in fear of them. As our first story was about ICE agents, we need to be like, hey, all right, cool, y'all about to round up, nigga. Y'all not about to just take law and order in your own hands. Take my life into your own hands. That is a part of why we don't vibe with the badge.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think what's
we
going
need a
on in
feeling with that.
DC with the mayor there and, deploying mental health services is being replicated here in New York with Mamdani. It's like he didn't want to increase the police budget. And that was a big problem with the primaries. They're like, oh, you're not going to increase the police budget? Law enforcement? Oh, why not? Like, listen, I'm going to make a whole new sector for training people for mental health crisis so they don't, so they're overworked already. And I do think that right now crime is as low as it ever has been in New York. So the strategy that they're taking, honestly, is a strategy that should work because it's not working in DC and it's working in New York. And hopefully we can spread that across the country and see the country, the places that have the lowest crime rates. Let's see what's working and let's see if we can replicate it. I think that's what's the whole goal of, you know, working these having these strategies to, serve the community for mental health crisis rather than having everything being, deal with the badge and a gun, So I'll say the Rock Nation thing. Maybe I could be a little bit too harsh on the Jay-Z thing if he is a part of that. I'm not sure if he is a part of, the program.
But even
Uh,
with that, him being the face of him jumping in and being the face of something, him being the savior of something, and then again, the boycott was how they was doing the boy Cap, and then like when he gets Cap the workout, he like, well, I did my part, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? That boy got his check, he signed the NDA. Well, realistically, you know, he could have got the check, signed the NDA, or he could have did the workout, never got paid again from the NFL, my nigga, and still would have been left out here speaking to the fucking clouds as they saying that, oh, he's bitter. Like they would have called Kaepernick Cam Newton. They would have called Kaepernick Cam Newton, oh, he bitter. He can't get it. He was never that good anyway. They would have treated Cap like that, my nigga, if he would have did that workout and they denied him the job, bro.
Now, I do think the working with Target thing is undermining this DEI reform because I get it. You want a partnership with corporations. There's other corporations you can partnership, or you can go solo and do your own thing. Because this 30 years since Reasonable Doubt celebration, I get it. You want to get out there and make some bread with this, cool. But you're undermining the black community because people want to get jobs and be able to, feed their family, and you working with them just says, hey, who cares about that? And that's just all I'm trying to say. Listen, at the end of the day, you're a sovereign
Did you hear
man.
the Memphis Bleak? Did you hear Memphis Bleak defense of that on
I
on the
don't even
radio
want
show?
to because
Okay.
Mental Bleak is going. He's like me, and you like I'm going to defend you no matter what, right? Even if it's wrong, I'm like look at it this way,
That nigga Memphis said, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You don't owe you no motherfucking excuse, nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah, shit, he don't
You
owe
know,
niggas nothing.
you
That shit, he
don't.
don't
That's
owe
what I said.
niggas nothing.
That's what I said. I'm just gonna say you can't be held up as some barometer of change or whatever. And I see through what he is. I think he's a capitalist. Fine,
Yeah,
that's your choice.
a Target
Cool.
exclusive 30th anniversary vinyl edition did not need to happen.
It didn't. It didn't. Let's be
You
real.
could have did that in the you could have did that, and you have enough bread to press up your own vinyls and do it independently, bro.
Absolutely, and you don't need a partner with them. You
You
probably
don't
make more money.
you didn't you probably make more money, my nigga, doing
Yeah,
independently, nigga. Like
yeah,
honestly, bro. Like nigga,
real.
you can't have Griselda in your office and say give your dog a piece, talking about knowing that they selling vinyls out the fucking trunk, my nigga. Reselling, you don't fucking be like, I can take that idea and do it myself. You partner with Target off the backs of what? Or
Man, I
like
don't need this as a
what?
clip, but you look crazy right now.
Oh yeah, fuck it.
Damn,
They,
yo.
they
But
know.
you're right. You're right. He could have done the solo. But that's all I'm gonna say. He doesn't owe us nothing. But we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about it. Fuck you, Bleak. Listen, I'm a fan of Memphis Bleak. Man, I was a big fan back in the day. But nigga, we gonna talk. We're gonna talk about this. Listen, we out here. We don't have a friend to pay for our entire life. So
Hold on, Bleak came at niggas like that too, nigga. He said, "Hold on, nigga, he don't pay for nothing, nigga. I'm a boss." Whole phrase, bosses, nigga. I said, respect,
okay.
respect,
All right.
respect.
All right. He's trying to say I'm not Tony Yayo. Stop it.
Yeah, on me. That's exactly what it said, nigga. That's exactly what that nigga said. Verbatim, nigga. He said, yo, you ever see Tony Yayo with his chain on without 50?
Oh, he did. He did that. He said that for real.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I was just throwing that shit out there.
Nigga, no. He said that passport chain. You ever seen him wear without 50? He can't even wear jewelry out this nigga. I'm like,
Oh my god.
oh man, y'all look motherfucking crazy as fuck, nigga.
For real, man. They got the Van Gogh going.
Okay,
But
before we get out of here, we do want to say congratulations to Argentina.
no, no,
They
no. Fuck
racist
no
ass
Argentina.
country. Yeah, I was about to say
Fuck
they racist
Argentina.
they racist ass
Y'all were
country.
let's not get
Yo,
it. Y'all made it to the finals.
did you see that they were selling big nigga burgers?
Did not see that. No.
Argentina has a restaurant selling big nigga burgers. It was like, hey, do you want to have a bite of a big nigga?
I don't know if I can laugh at that. I do not know if I can laugh at that. A part of me does really want to laugh because that's funny. That's hilarious. But I will not do that on this podcast. We have a responsibility. Listen, listen, Argentina, fuck y'all. I think there's been some. I think this has all been rigged. I think there's a lot of shit going on with the penalties that have now just meant to give Messi another chance.
It wasn't penalties though. Like
No. The car. They're not calling them for foul. Like the red cards, blue card. I mean, no, yellow cards and all that stuff. They're not calling as much on Argentina as the other people, as the other teams.
Hold on. I am not going to say that. I watched today's game. England versus Argentina was a bloodbath. And there were several yellow cards distributed on both teams, and actually both center backs from Argentina when they subbed in.
I'm talking about when they faced Egypt. Egypt got screwed, but maybe tonight was different.
I won't even say Egypt got screwed, bro, because I would say this. Let's be real. Let's be honest.
You don't think that these guys are trying to get Messi in the final?
Okay, hold on, but nigga, you have to again. You have to go win the game, like Herm Edwards said. Argentina was down 1-0 in the 86th minute tonight. Okay. They scored the equalizer in that, so it's 1-1. So now we're thinking extra time. We got 30 more minutes. No, Messi said, "On me, nigga. I gotta make the play." You can't call that. You can't ref that. Messi with the fucking crosser to a header for the game-winning goal in stoppage time. Nigga, can't no ref help that. I'm sorry. Can't no ref help that. Can't no ref help that. They was down 1-0, 1-0, and came back and won 2-1 in regulation within 6.5 minutes. That was with England playing defensively, keep away. Let's just play conservatively. They took some people out. They had like a field full of defenders. While then Argentina was in attack mode and they had a field full of fucking forward attacking players on it. So it was exhilarating. Now, to your point, there was commentary during the game where they said Argentina coach was asked, "Are you concerned about how your team is playing?" And the coach was straight up. It was like, "I don't care how they play as long as we get the win." So to your point, they play ugly. They play down to their competition. They don't come out to kill. So in Egypt, they look a certain type of way. But to be honest, niggas get real aggressive playing against Argentina because they know it's the best. They know that they can try to they try to knock them off of Argentina is the best. Argentina is the best team in the world. Like they coming off the World Cup 4 years ago. I think they've won tournaments in between. They are without a shadow of a doubt the best team in the tournament. They came in as the number one seed, if I'm not mistaken. So you try to muck up the game. You try to, if you get the goal early, to play keep away. You try to make it real physical to get them out of. But it was a moment in the game where England was up and it was talking shit to Messi. And Messi did one of these. He said,
Well, we
shook
gonna
his
find
head.
out.
And I mean, I think it's already written. Argentina wins back-to-back World Cups 3-2.
You got Spain, man. You gotta go through. You gotta see Spain first.
They'll
Spain,
win.
you can't knock them for. You say best in the world, man. Spain is a nasty team. You got France, you got Brazil as well. But hey, it's shit happens.
France got knocked. France
Yeah,
was a good team, but they got knocked.
I know.
But
But yeah, I'm saying best in the world. Obviously, yeah, obviously they knocked off, but they play like crazy, And if the bracket's a different way, if Argentina's facing France, maybe they don't go past France. That's what I'm just saying. But yeah, it is what it is. It was what it was, and Argentina
I mean,
go
England was
celebrate
a
with
very
your big nigga burgers, and we.
England was a very formative team. Spain was the second team in the world. So if you look at it, the top four rankings in the world were the final four teams in the World Cup. Argentina's one, Spain is two, France is three, England is four. So it shaped up how it's supposed to be. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. So right now we're getting 1 and 2 in the finals. So realistically, it is shaping up for it to be what it is. Now, to your point of if the brackets were different, we look at, I know you said America's not that good, and I don't want to get back to that conversation again, but nigga, it don't matter what your bracket is, cause your ass can get got on any.
No, you can. You can. You
You know what
can.
I mean?
Argentina, they defeated England. England's no slouch. I get it, But listen, we'll see. We'll see. More power to them, man. Go celebrate with your big nigga burgers out there here. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I
They
can go
they
ahead.
they they are pretty racist.
Yeah, there's a lot of racism in Argentina. Actually, it used to be black, and they got all the black people out of the country, like systematically over the course of 30 years. Because
Yeah.
30 years ago, it was way more black people in Argentina. Like,
Since we want to
yeah.
bring up receipts, let's just go ahead and bring that up.
I mean, actually look for it.
No. I mean, yeah, if you got it, but shit,
I
that's what I'm
don't.
saying. We might as well bring that up. Like, nigga, this receipts, like hell yeah, nigga. Um, I got another funny receipt as well. A man was voluntarily paying his baby mother $300 a week and was just asking for 2 months for him to get his back up on his feet so he can get his shit together. She said no and put him on child support, and now he pays $13 a month.
I'm
Shout out
sorry.
to
Say
the
that one more
baby.
time. I was reading something.
he treat me like my wife, nigga. He treat me just like my wife. He be ignoring the shit out of me.
Well, you told me to look it up. I'm looking it up.
No. You're right. No, I was saying, go ahead. What you found? Go ahead.
No, say what you said so I can go into this properly.
I was filibustering while you was looking it up, but I thought that you at least was hearing me. But no, I was saying that a guy was paying $300 a week to his baby mother voluntarily, and he asked her for two months to get himself back together. You know, he had to get up on his feet. She said no, took him to child support, put him on child support. Now he paid $13 a month.
Oh man!
What Ebro say? Congratulations.
You played yourself.
You played yourself.
All right. Shit, man. Where is this thing, man? Okay, so y'all want to learn a little bit about black people in Argentina? Let's see. All right, historians trace significant demographic shift to several intersecting factors. One is corruption and disease. During the 19th century, black men were disproportionately conscripted into the military and suffered high casualty rates in wars, including Paraguayan War, devastating diseases, outbreaks, such as the 1871 yellow fever epidemic, severely impacted the poorest neighborhoods where many Afro-Argentines lived. Miscagnation over successive generations, Afro-Argentines increasingly married people of different ethnic backgrounds, causing a distinct racial category to fade into the broader mixed population rather than being eliminated. Bullshit. And then Blanqueamiento, the whitening. Now this is what I'm talking about. In late 19th century, Argentine leaders like President Domingo Sarmiento actively subsidized millions of European immigrants to dilute the black and indigenous populations. Simultaneously, authorities removed black and mulatto categories from national census, symbolically erasing the community and from historical records. So they have an intentional anti-black government down in Argentina. So I will not be rooting for Argentina. At least Spain has some, some shades in there on that team. Shades of brown.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Spain, Argentina. We'll see what happens in the World Cup.
Man, I hate that Lionel Messi is surrounded by so much controversy because he's a great player. I don't know where he stands on anything.
He might be racist as fuck too.
I just said I don't know where he stands. I don't know where he stands, so I can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see. What else you got tonight? Anything else you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
I think the only thing that will bring us together more than everything is to show who we are is just, finishing the pod with just a smidge of wrestling. Just a little smidge of wrestling. CM Punk is now our champion, as we learned last week. Obafemi has officially relinquished this title opportunity, as we learned this week. And Braun Breaker, as we learned today, might be kind of upset about his direction in the company.
Yeah.
And we also know that Kenny Omega, for some reason, is champion over Will Ospreay.
Don't talk about AEW if you don't watch, bro. If you don't watch AEW, don't talk about it because they've been cooking.
What they been cooking with? What they been cooking? What? No.
Gas.
What the Cheating. What the fuck they been cooking with, bro?
Listen, you're not watching the show, bro.
What they been cooking with, bro?
Dude,
What they been cooking with, bro? What they been cooking with? You tell me what they been cooking with. Let's see if we agree on what cooking is.
All right.
What they been cooking
over the course of the last couple months, they've had incredible pay-per-views. And I believe they've had an incredible tension built into the world title scene. Whether it was Hangman Page losing to MJF, then you get the Darby Allin title run, and MJF getting it back. And then you have this thing of, oh, are we going to get MJF and Will Ospreay and All In? Or are you going to get Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay All In? There's an argument for both of them. So that going into that match built intrigue. Now, you may not get what you want, but then again, you don't watch AEW, so it doesn't matter for you. You're not the target audience.
You don't know what I. You don't.
Okay, go ahead.
Have I seen Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay before? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have I seen MJF and Will Ospreay for the World Heavyweight Championship? Yes or no?
Yes. Well, not for the World Heavyweight Championship, but you added that caveat.
No, okay, because we've also saw Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega in a big time match.
Yeah.
We haven't saw MJF as the
We saw him last year in All In.
We haven't saw MJF and Will Ospreay in a big time match together. Yes or no? Okay, and what was the big time match?
I think it was last year. Will Ospreay. It was last year. They were in a match at All In Wembley, right? Let me just make sure I'm not mistaken.
If they were in a match at Wembley last year, then it wouldn't be so important for me to see it this year.
Okay, it was 2024. 2024. Just because a match has happened before doesn't mean it's not important.
Hold on.
Let's stop that. Let's not do that.
Hold on. In 2024, what was the match, Chidi? Please go ahead. Finish what you're doing. In 2024, what was the match that they had? If you can recollect my memory.
So I'm looking at here. It says MJ versus Will Ospreay, greatest AEW match of all time? ? That's our guy Dave LaGreca saying this. It's a video. So yeah, they've had a great match. That's what I remember. Yeah, no, but genuinely, I remember they having a really, really good match, and it was a big time moment. Let me just see if I can find the time of the rivalry, because I remember they had a rivalry. I just don't remember. Did they go to a draw at one point? I know they had it was like either last year or the year before. I think it was 2024.
The rivalry was based on MJF coming back to AEW, got his big contract because it was a bidding war for 2024 for MJF. Yes, I watched the product. I'm very much aware of the product. And when he came back, he named Willie Boy, he named Swerve, he named a whole bunch of people. Yes, I do remember. What I am saying then is that at that time, with Will Ospreay being your biggest baby face, your biggest get, and then you had MJF coming back and getting the massive ovation, but still being your biggest heel, that was supposed to be, again, your biggest match. So we come back around. To your point, you said the AEW World Heavyweight Championship has been in an interesting time, and I would say same, but how you define interesting and how I define interesting is different. Because when MJF lost the title to Darby Allin, I didn't think that was a cool thing.
But how they managed that title run was dope. He was defending that title every single week and having great matches. So the way he held that championship during the time he did, I think was it's better than Sammy. So like I genuinely see Darby Allin's not a guy you built for a whole year and he's like the champion for the whole year. I think the way he managed that title run and putting his body on the line the way he did it, and I didn't watch every single match, but he had some bangers in there. So I fucked with that. He won it in his hometown. It was a great moment. And then it came down to a hair versus title match where MJF was gonna. So I think they built intrigue around their matches very well. That people are dialing and people are tuning in.
Hair versus title was intriguing. I'm not even really trying to be a Debbie Downer. Hair versus title with MJF and Darby Allin. Is that what that match was supposed to be built around? When we're talking about pillars of AEW, Like, was it not supposed to be
I mean,
something more?
they were talking their shit the entire time, so that was also like, but that was just a stipulation added to the match. Like, I mean, I granted you might think it's a gimmick, and it is,
I'm
um,
the hair adds no significance to the character of MJF, so it did not add intrigue to
I
the
think it
match.
adds
If you're
stakes. Maybe
following
not
me.
for you, but I think it does for other people. Add stakes that if
Respect.
he loses his hair. Given that it's one of the things that he cherishes. I thought that there was a potential he was going to go bald. I dead ass thought there was a potential he might go bald, and he ended up winning.
MJF
So
cherishes his hair. I ain't never in my years of knowing this nigga be like,
he
oh, I
went to
got a
Turkey
great
and got
head
a
of hair.
transplant. I mean, maybe because maybe you don't.
I
But
mean,
they told the story, bro. Like, but go ahead. Sorry.
what I'm saying. Well, okay, yes, okay. So what I'm trying to say is, you think that that's intriguing to you? That's a Chidi. The Chidi has a screen. I have my screen. I'm telling you, for you saying that I don't watch the product. I watched the product and I wasn't interested in what I
Are you
saw.
sure?
Okay, I was intrigued in a fucking hair versus title match of Darby Allin and MJF. No, I was not. I was intrigued.
I don't think you were watching though. Like I'm just gonna be fair. I don't think
When
me
Darby
either
won
one.
the when Darby won the title, I brought it to you.
No. Listen, we listen. Watching and knowing what happened doesn't mean you're watching. When you're actively watching AEW, I don't think either one of us are really actively watching. But from what I'm seeing and the energy behind it, they're doing good. I don't want to shit on their build for All In when most people are praising it. Because I believe that it's working. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kenny Omega's on his way out. He had a title now as a babyface now, and him and Will Ospreay bangs every single time. Like, so I don't mind it. And if he gets one more match with Will Ospreay before he retires, so be it. Like I fuck with it. I want to see it. They've had some incredible matches.
The build for All In only has 2 matches right now.
Well, you
It's
got
Kenny
time.
Omega and Will. I mean, but you just said it was awesome. What's the build?
No,
What
I
are
said
they
that.
building
No,
to?
I said I didn't say the build for All In was awesome. I said what they've been doing for the past months have been great. Yeah, they've done a lot of great stuff over the past couple of months, and their pay-per-views that they've done thus far have been some of the best. So and so much so that I got to go back and watch some of them because I've been hearing nonstop about how good the matches are. There's a list of matches of the year. I'm not sure if I put it in the group chat. I should find it again, but a lot of them are from AEW, man, and I want to give it the fair due. I can't just shit on it. I'm sorry, I can't. And I love to shit on AEW. You know me. I thought that there's no stories, but they actually are getting better with that to me. You know, even the MJF, not MJF, Will Ospreay Swerve match is one of the best matches of the year. That I feel like, now don't get me wrong, they're not perfect. There's a lot of things that they're doing wrong. That I even know about that, even from my knowledge. But it's getting better.
Will Ospreay being with John Moxley is the biggest fucking story AEW has right now. What is the sense of it? They put him out for
That's
anything.
not good. That's not good. I agree
But
with
that's
you.
around the fucking main. Get me off this podcast. Thank you, everybody. It's out the mud or it's out the kids, my nigga. What are we talking about, nigga?
That's not the. It's on the it's on the
one
perimeter. It's on the perimeter of the main thing because the
Will
way they're doing
Ospreay
it.
is the main character for AEW right now. He's the main. So don't tell me you treat me like my
You
wife not now,
can't.
Chitty. You can't tell me my feelings not valid. This is the main character of the show. I'm watching the thread of the show.
But
I'm
it's not really
watching the
surrounded around
build of
Moxley
the.
and Death Rider. It's not really. It is a part of it.
Moxley
Don't get me
just gave him
wrong.
the patch and said, "You're a Death
Yeah,
Rider."
yeah. I know. But when he's in those promos with Kenny or MJF, it's not like the main thing going on. Like, I know you're completely blanked out. It's like I'm talking to a ghost because of the blur of the screen. But no, it's not. It's not. I've seen some of the promos. It's not really like it's the main thing. Although you're right, it doesn't make much sense. I'll be real with you. It don't make much sense. I'll agree. I gotta be honest where it's due. I gotta be fair. That John Moxley, Death Rider things does not make sense, and Will Ospreay does not need it. So the criticism where criticism is due, he don't need that.
But but it hurts the build for so when you say over the past couple months, Chidi, so that has happened over the past couple of months.
Yes,
Will Ospreay returning,
including. Yeah, go ahead.
No other. That was a big reveal at a pay-per-view. Will Ospreay coming back to build up good television matches and stories that they're trying to make sense of, which leads to a match of Moxley and Ospreay at another good pay-per-view that you want to say is good, to then lead to the convoluted story of what the fuck and where the fuck we're at right now.
It was a tournament, man. It was an Owen Hart tournament, and during that whole thing, they're not really telling much story. Just winning your matches, and and him and Swerve.
That's not true because Willow Nightingale just came back and told an awesome story. And
no, you're right. 100%. She cut a great promo. I love what she was doing over there. And I think her and Mercedes down the line should.
Thekla cut a real good promo. And said, "Nigga, I'm out for I'm paying attention, bro. I'm tapped in. I'm paying attention. I'm there, nigga. Where the fuck is the tag team title? Oh, on the Young Bucks.
They had a really good match with FTR again. They did.
Okay, and the sky is blue, nigga. When can't they have a good match? When can't the Young Bucks and FTR have a good match, bro?
You're saying that earlier this year, man, is one of the matches of the year. But I figure, but you're right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the Continental title, the TNT title, Adam Page comes back on Collision and said, "Here for a long time, I've only been focused on one title. Now I guess I'll go to the mid card. So I want to challenge all the mid card titles. Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher and that's fine." But I don't want him to go down there and take away from the young guys that are building themselves up. Now,
he can lose.
Okay, for what? For him to be a drunk again?
All right, let's out the mud.
Nigga, Adam Page about to go out there every title and lose. That's gonna be his story arc.
I'm not saying
TNT
every title, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm
just
saying
working with them is gonna help the kids grow. Even if he wins,
I know that. But what I'm saying is Kevin Knight has steam right now. I don't want him losing that to Adam Page. Cal Fletcher is.
I think Adam Page might be the perfect guy, but not right away. Like give him time before they get some heat behind him, and then he finally drops.
You think Kevin? To me, when I saw Kevin Knight, I think Kevin Knight Swerve is a feud.
Okay.
For me. And I'm not just saying it for two black guys, but what I do say, if we're going to drop the title and have it then be elevated by somebody, I think Swerve needs gold too. More than Adam Page needs to come down to get gold.
Swerve is healed though right now. He's back to being the most dangerous guy in the ring. So might not be right timing for that, but I feel you. That could be a great match, great story if they do it right, So I'm with that.
I like Kyle Fletcher. I don't want Adam Page. I mean, I think they're like Kyle Fletcher needs to work with adults. Like you don't need to be in the ring with children. So him being next to Page will be a great look for him when he get that WWE call in a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? You work with bigger bill guys, good because you come to the land of the Giants, kid. But I don't want him to be because Cal is in a Braun Breaker situation to me. He can't kind of get the rug underneath him to get traction. Right.
I think they should just.
Everybody sees the physique.
I think he should. When Ospreay wins that title, not maybe right away, but at some point, he got to see Kyle Fletcher. At some point he got to see Kyle Fletcher, and I want that to be a 2-month long story, at least.
I like that. I like that. I see Kyle Fletcher. I'm calling it right now. Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay, AEW Revolution 2027.
Okay, fuck with it. Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't want to stop out AEW because they deserve credit right now. I mean, yes, they always are gonna have some storyline that just make no goddamn sense. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? They always do it, but for where they've come and from the doldrums of the freaking brawling and all that stuff and the bullshit stuff that they've been doing and not pushing certain stars when they should, but they did make Swerve what he is. Like what they did with Swerve is what they should have done with Braun Breaker last year at WWE. It's when the iron's hot, trigger, pull the trigger. After Seth goes out, give that title to Braun Breaker. I was screaming that from the rafters like last year because it was so like perfect for timing. If he's gonna take him out, give him the title, make it worth something for him. Then he could drop it to
Yes.
CM Punk later, like if you really want it on CM Punk. But here we are. I knew it, and I'm laughing now because I called all this shit. I knew they were going to shit the bed with Braun Breaker. And I had a feeling they were gonna fuck up Oba. Oba though just might be unfuck it upable because he has performed so well. He's unfuck it upable. So it doesn't even matter if they get the title at SummerSlam or they get the title at WrestleMania or next year SummerSlam. He's gonna be champion. He's gonna be fine. I really do feel like Oba's gonna, no matter what you do with him, he's gonna be that dude. Like he's really that dude. I see Babies singing his song and Babies dancing to him when he comes out. He has a aura about him that's undeniable. So yeah, yeah, he's made to me. And if they don't see it, then they're just racist. That's all I can say. They just don't want a black guy to get one. That's all it is. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think Oba's gonna get it soon. Within a year from now. Yeah.
Okay, within a year from now.
Yeah.
All right.
Before I wanted him to get at SummerSlam, and I was kind of really staunch on that and like push him. Come on, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Clearly, they want to take their time with it, and they want to, get the. It's almost like you got a funnel, and you got to get the old stuff out through the funnel first before you get to the new stuff, and that's how I feel like they're doing. Same way I felt last year. You got to get through the whole John Cena and Goldberg and get all these old guys out the way for these guys to flourish. They're kind of doing the same thing, like, oh, let's get these Roman Reigns matches out the way and Seth Rollins, and let's get the Gunther and Nick Aldis thing out the way because we know Nick Aldis, is going to return to a match. It should be Drew, but who knows what Drew's up to right now? Maybe he can return at SummerSlam. It'd be cool. So yeah, I think there's going to be interesting. Let's get CM Punk, and Cody out the way. They've been building that for a while, and let's get it all out the way. So by the time we get to WrestleMania, we got like pushing the new guard, and that's what I'm expecting for next year WrestleMania and moving forward. Unless The Rock comes up and it's Rock Roman, which I think is a possibility.
I mean, nigga,
Speaking of The Rock,
I was gonna say with Moana motherfucking flopping, nigga.
I heard it did good. It flopped?
Nigga, flopping.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it did good.
Brother, $43 million, brother.
Is that a flop? Damn.
I'm pretty sure that budget was ridiculous, nigga.
Yeah.
Hell, a live action, nigga? Let me see. Yeah, the budget
Live
was
action.
250. The budget was
250
250
million. Damn.
It's gross 107 right now. So I
It'll
mean,
get there. It'll get there.
Nigga, to break even.
No, it'll get profit. It will get profit. It's Disney. They'll figure out a way to make their money back. But yeah, that's not a great opening weekend. I'll be honest. But you got weeks. You got weeks. Of it gonna be in the theaters. I think it'll pass.
I gotta go see Odyssey.
Yeah, me too. I want to go see Odyssey. I don't know how I'm gonna make it out, but I would love to go see that.
I gotta see it in IMAX clearly because he made it. If you go see it any other way, nigga, this shit
Yeah, they did make it for IMAX. Speaking of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, there's rumors that he might play Apocalypse in the MCU. I found
Come
out
on with
today.
it, boy.
What do you feel about that? You think you're cool with that?
Hell yeah, nigga. He already looked the part.
Oh, okay.
Big ass
I don't know
head,
how I
no
feel.
neck. all shoulders. What you
You
talking
know,
about, nigga?
to me, it's not the look. It's like the acting and the voice. I don't want to hear The Rock as Apocalypse. Like, I'm going to be hearing, if you smell, like, I'm going to be hearing that when the Apocalypse talks.
Get your brony.
Here's your Brody.
Yo.
Like, that's the thing with me. But it could work. It might work, Also, I don't want Apocalypse right now. I want them to do other things.
Hey, man.
Get to Apocalypse down the line.
If Juno can play Achilles, Rock can play Apocalypse.
With that being said, everything is everything. All is love. Keep loving your hearts and spirits because the world needs it. We just get the fuck up out of here, man. We are everything is. We are everything is. We are the zeitgeist. We are the culture. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a long episode, but we're back, baby. We're back. We will see y'all tomorrow with another episode.
Absolutely.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace.